welcome to the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, but more specifically pop culture entertainment. I am your host, Will the Greatest, and with me today we have Aaron. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's good, everybody? Great to be back. Just had a hilarious conversation of undisclosed proportions that we cannot talk about on this podcast with Will. All I can say is Krispy Kreme crunchy ice. That's all I can tell you guys.
Oh boy. Oh, that shit was funny. Yeah. How are you doing, man? It's been a month? I think 3 weeks. The last show we did, I believe, was after New York. And then I just don't think we've been able to have time, really.
Yeah, life gets in the way like that. We both been on our shit. I'm good, man. Like, for the most part, I'm good. Got some complications in the certain life departments, but making money, watching good television, watching some controversial movies that we can probably get into today. And yeah, man, just living my best life. How about you? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, just working, trying to keep track of everything, really. Yeah, things are kind of calm. These next 2 weeks are going to be interesting just because I'm going to DC next week, and then the week after that is Thanksgiving, so it almost feels like I got like 2 semi weeks. I have like, I'm taking 2 days off the week of Thanksgiving, so I'm taking off that day and the day after. I'm like, don't talk to me, just spend time with your family and turkey legs and shit.
Do the turkey leg.
Yeah, did I send you that thing of the dude going through all the dances from the 2000s?
No, but I think I've seen it. I've seen that video before. It's good.
Yeah, his hat was getting abused. That shit did not see peace.
Okay, maybe I didn't see that one then. I saw a different one. I don't know anything about a hat. You gotta send me that.
Well, he was wearing a hat and it kept flying off.
Oh, okay.
So
shit, as many dances as there was, I'm not surprised.
Right. Like, I don't think we talk about how many damn dances that we all knew. We knew every single one of them motherfuckers.
Right. We were all raised around them. Like, fucking from Stanky Leg to the Soldier Boy to
Cat
the Dougie,
Daddy,
like
Dougie,
Cat Daddy.
Fucking ice cream paint job. To crank that. Meet me in the trap. It's going down.
It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going
it's
down.
Going down. Meet me in the club.
Yeah. It's going down.
It's going down. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I feel like there's stuff that we need to catch up on, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think today is going to be a very Disney centric day. I did want to briefly, and it just came to mind before we get into a bunch of this other kind of Disney shenanigans. You saw You, correct?
I did see You, season 3.
You want to? I'm trying to think about all the shit I've been watching recently. I watched the new season of Big Mouth. I watched the new season of You. I'm watching Cowboy Bebop now. Going to Platinum Zone. I'm trying to get through shows right now, but
for the love of God, man, for the love of God, I want to talk about You, but for the love of God, You specifically, we need to catch up on Sex Education. I feel like you in particular would love it.
I'll add it to the queue. I'm gonna probably get done with Bebop and start Platinum Zen, because there's like, Young Justice and Doom Patrol, they're doing their thing, and both of those shows are great. I want to see 2 movies that or 3, because there's another one coming out if it hasn't come out already, on Netflix. The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, just watch that today.
Passing
is good.
Passing just came out, and then Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield is coming out.
Oh yes, when's Tick Tick? I think Tick Tick Boom's next week, right? I think it comes on the 19th.
I think it's this coming week. And then next week we have Ghostbusters. So I'm gonna probably try and see that one. I'm out of town.
And Ghostbusters is here already?
Yeah, it's next week. Crazy, right?
Man, I'm still tripped out that we're like halfway through November. Like the year is almost over. Like
Jesus,
right? 20. Like we can't lean on 2020 anymore. Like that was like well over a year ago, almost a year ago at this point.
Does Hawkeye come out next week?
Hawkeye comes out the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay,
so on the 24th.
Okay, and then Spider-Man is the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for both.
Yeah, this wind down of movies is crazy. I still got see Last Night in Soho probably later this month.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
But we can talk about it briefly. Full spoilers for You season 3. What did you think about the season? I quite like it. It's interesting because I definitely think that it dragged a little bit more. I think its supporting cast was a little bit more because the supporting cast have always been like, that's what I'm looking for, not like larger than life, but they've always been like caricatures. This one is probably the most exaggerated caricatures we've seen so far that Joe's had to deal with.
1,000%.
But this season definitely has my favorite love interest, especially with kind of like the subversion of it. Because I'll say this much. As much as I enjoy Joe as a character, he has god-awful taste in women. Oh my God. He picks the worst women. All of them suck. Beck is the worst. Beck is the worst.
I like my girl Marianne. She cool.
No. Marianne is great. Actually, like up to this point, Joe has horrible taste in women. Except for Marianne.
I liked Love in season 2. I thought she was cool. I mean, she like did that toxic shit with the cheating or whatever.
Anytime Joe dates a woman of color, he's good. Because there was the black chick in season 1, and she was dope. And he broke up with her to get back with her.
He did date a black girl in season 1. I forgot about. Wait, no, was she black? Wait, who did he date again? I can't remember. How did that go down? How did that go down?
They broke up because he yeah.
How did he date her in the first place? That's what I don't remember. Because I watched season 1 and 2 back to back.
I did too. Didn't they keep like running into each other somewhere and they started seeing each other and he had bomb sex. She had like natural hair. He was making it happen. What was her name? Karen Minty. Yes, because I remember her from the book because she was a New Yorker. She was like a Jewish girl in the book. Yeah, Karen Minty. I forgot how she met. God, she is very pretty. Beautiful. And Joe fucked it all up for that basic, boring ass white. I hated Beck. Ooh, I'm so glad she's dead.
Oh, I hated her too.
She sucked, bro. You actually, who I wish Joe would have gotten with? What would have been a fun subversion? Who? I always thought it would have been fun if Joe had like a enemies to lovers type situation with Peach.
Oh, interesting. I couldn't stand Peach.
I liked Peach, but I think, but that's because Shay Mitchell is fucking fine as hell. But like it helped skate past her being annoying as shit and just Joseph. It's good to see you again, Joseph.
Ugh.
What are you doing here, Joseph? Bitch.
Bitch, calm down.
Yeah, no, I always thought it would
take some of them letters out for that.
Yeah, it's like, girl, if you don't take half the letters out my shit. But I thought it would have been interesting if like, because I'm like, that could have been an interesting space of some sexual chemistry of them. Like, imagine them both having sex, but both thinking of Beck.
That would have been fun. That would have been cool.
And just like being rivals and then like trying to work her into a threesome or some shit. And then that's how they break up, is because they keep fighting over Beck. It's like, fine, if we can't have her, no one can. So yeah, back to see. Yeah. Joe's taste in women sucks. The only good ones have been Marianne and Karen.
Karen? Who's Karen?
Karen Minty, the other black girl.
Oh, right. We just talked about her. When I think Karen, I think of like middle-aged white woman.
Yeah, because in the book she was white. So.
Okay.
But
But to answer your initial question, I quite like season 3 a lot. It took me 2 sessions to finish the first episode. And the first half of the first episode, I thought was kind of bad. And I was like, cause I don't know, maybe because I've been removed from you for like a year and just like his monologue just seemed like extra cheesy to me. And it's like, you will be my daughter and nothing will separate us from mankind or some shit like that. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of corny. But then at the end, when Love killed the girl or killed Natalie, I was like, oh shit, this is a different kind of season. Okay. And then from that point I was in, and just seeing them and the trials of their relationship, the ups and downs, like the infidelity, Joe leaning back into his inhibitions, finding a secondary love interest with Marianne. I thought it was really good.
The way Love was fucking up this season. Oh my god! First of all,
yeah.
Gotta give credit where credit is due. To what's her name that plays Love? I didn't hate Love in season 2. I liked her a lot more than Beck. Thought she was pretty. Victoria Pedretti, who's acting her fucking ass
Adrian
off.
Pedretti. Oh yeah, she's phenomenal.
Victoria Pedretti.
Yeah, what I love about Love, well, one, yeah, she's fucking everything up. Because literally, they were trying to have a normalized life, and just with her impulsive ass, like making Joe clean up everything. I'm like, I understand, Joe. Like, I don't agree with your methods, but I understand why you're frustrated with this woman. She is the worst.
She's fucking a teenager. I'm like, sis, this is the best dick you could do. Fucking discount Druid from Eternals. We'll get to that. Squinty-eyed ass.
Totally see it.
Just like, really? This is who you're cheating on Joe with? Really?
But I think the thing I liked about this season, it illustrated, I guess they're both killers, but it illustrated the difference in how Joe and Love operate.
Yeah, and Love is a lot more impulsive. Joe is a lot more strategic. And the way they kill.
Yeah, but as far as like cleanup stuff, she's like, I feel like she's his superior in that regard. Because like she got it all figured out. Like wasn't she the one who figured out that that the one dude's son was a rapist? Wasn't it Love who did that? Or did they all figure it out in the room? No, I think they all figured it. It all came together in the room.
It was like, oh man, that was a whole series of events. I kind of felt bad, for old boy, because I felt bad after the fact, but he was a piece of shit. Like, it's like, oh, we're sorry
for infecting the kids.
For infecting the kids. I'm like, nigga, what? Ooh, but then just seeing that he was just like this really wholesome guy otherwise, threw an interesting kind of wrinkle into it, and then just him committing suicide. Just made for so like the I will say I think this had, I'm trying to think. Season 2 is though. I was gonna say that this one I think had the weakest supporting cast, but I actually think season 2's was weaker. Did not give a shit about 40. I'm glad he's gone. I did not miss him. This had what would their fucking what was the name of that couple? Sherry and Carrie. Oh my god. They ate those rolls up. I could not stand their asses.
I couldn't stand Sherry at first, but then I was like, oh, they're actually kind of their love is actually real.
The love is real, but it still got on my nerves.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I think Sherry got on my nerves more so in the first half of the season than the second half, because she was like super fake and super condescending in the first half, and then like they actually became friends, and I was like, love, you could do better. Like, you don't need her approval. But I mean, she had nobody else because they're in like suburbia. But I thought there was some goofy shit in this season as well. Like the whole
the fact that talk about the sex episode, because that shit had me weak.
Oh, well, the foursome,
nigga. When Penn Badgley is fucking amazing this all 3 seasons. He does not miss any time. Because when Carrie wrapped his arm around him, You saw the eyes of a man who was accepting his fate. Like, remember that Firefest documentary where he's like, I'm gonna have to suck this man's dick. Joe had the same exact thought processes because he's just like, Marianne, I don't think you understand the depths that I'll go for our love. And I'm like, bro, a dick? For love? Not even your wife. For your library side to cheat on her with the shawty from Sabrina. Granted, she's gorgeous.
Phenomenal.
Beautiful. But take a dick for it? It's bold. Every 2021
hey, man, he'll go length. We know this. We know this about Joe. He'll go to any lengths for the woman that he loves.
But and like for Joe, weirdly enough, it's like, no, murder makes sense, but a dick. Whoa, Joe, are you sure you can handle this? This is because like Carrie is not a small man. He is a very ruggedly handsome individual. He looks like Thor.
It does look like Thor, straight up.
But then like the scene takes an extra turn because he opens up this crate of drugs and sex toys, and then he's like, "Pants, bro. Ray, let's go. Let's do this." And I'm like, "Are you got to do this, bro?" No, we sex positive in 2021, but goddamn, man.
Right. I really thought they were about to do something. I really thought they were about to have a sex scene.
They were, because he was gripping onto him tight. And
right.
And you could see just fear in Joe's face. He's like, this is not a small man. I've been to the woods with this guy. There's some damage done. He has twins. He's been laying some more than pipe. And then when Carrie dropped his drawers, spat in his palm and started working himself in front of the mirror, he's like, nothing better than self-love. I'm like, all right, nah, this is weirder than the anal sex. Somehow. So I should have seen it coming for Sherry and Carrie to be extremely selfish individuals. Dude, just one spit? What? Huh?
Just one spit? You ain't getting nowhere with one spit. Come on. At least get a spit and a half.
Right.
Two spits.
He hit 1, 2 and said, I got it. I'm gonna finish myself off. No, you're not. Your palm is about to be stupid dry in 3 seconds. Just 1, 2.
Right.
I'm out of spittle. Like, bro,
what you got? Super loogie? Come on.
He has all them drugs and shit in that carry-on case, and no lubricant,
and no lube,
no nothing. Yeah, all these.
He's an all-natural man.
He got adrenaline, testosterone, fucking antidepressants, but no lube. Nigga, what's wrong? You're worried about the wrong fluids, my guy. Like,
I imagine they have to have fucked the whole town. Like the two of them in that briefcase. I imagine they had to have fucked at least half the town. At least half the town.
They probably fucked most of their friends.
1,000%.
Whoever was in that friend circle that Joe and the fellas went out with, which that was an episode I actually really liked. It was nice to see Joe have like friends that were guys and kind of seeing guys be vulnerable. Also, just like, hey dudes, just being cool and chill. So it was a weirdly nice moment until Joe got worried that he killed Carrie. Which for a moment I'm like, oh fuck, Joe, how are you gonna get away with this? But then Carrie was alive. Now,
I will say I did like the fact that Love knew that that he was thinking about somebody else while she was fucking him.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, because what took me out of that scene was because Sherry was riding Joe's dick, clearly having a fantastic time. So I'm like,
right.
I'm like, damn, hold up, Joe's laying it down. What I thought was going to happen in terms of how they shot it is like him imagining Marianne because he was with a black. Joe fucks a lot of black girls.
He does, bro. Hey,
like he really down for the swirl. I'm here for it.
Him and Peter Parker need to talk. Like,
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, they get a pass. You know, it's like, no, they cool. The hood rocks with Joe and Peter Parker with Joe. But like because he like from the bottom he was tearing it up. She first of all, I don't think I've seen a woman ride dick this long in real life. So clearly this is but she's getting it on. She's getting into the shit. Joe's stroking her out, probably because he's thinking of Marianne. He's like, ooh, about to get in this Marianne puss. And then he had his eyes closed and rolled over, and then Love saw the look on his face. The way the fear in this man's eyes, I haven't seen a oh shit moment like that in a long time. That's a man who knows he's been caught thinking of another bitch, like specifically. And I rewound it 3 times because it was so fucking funny. Look on his face. I want to like be on a billboard because when he opens his eyes and then she looks at him with just pure disgust. And then his eyes wide with the oh shit. She wasn't supposed to see that. She wasn't supposed to know I wasn't thinking about her. And then he shoves Sherry off, and she sounds so upset.
Right.
She's like, "Oh, damn it, Joe."
The fact, but what makes it hilarious, the fact that it is such a specific thing to that sort of ordeal of the foursome having to have fucking each other. Because, like, in any other context, how would somebody know that they were thinking of somebody else aside from literally willingly watching your partner fuck somebody else and seeing them think of something? Like, that was insane. Literally seeing your partner think of somebody else as you're watching them fuck another person. That was crazy.
Oh man, that whole episode was just what. I'm not even gonna lie, that was a pretty standout moment. That one, they go on that episode, the finale, fucking nuts.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it. I'm like, nah, okay, all right. This is like borderline magic shit. Like there's plot convenience, then there's you. Like season one, for all intents and purposes, is relatively grounded. Season 2,
pretty plausible.
Yeah, just like there's a couple of things here or there, like him, getting away with being in the house and not getting caught as long as he did, or Beck not having blinds in her apartment is believable because she's a dumb, goofy writing bitch. Joe masturbating in public behind a bush, I'm just like, and yeah, that's New York, but this is like that's where the fantasy comes in. Season 2 got a little out there, but you're in Cali, so you know how LA people are. So I'm just like, no, it seems believable.
Yeah, it gets a little weird.
It gets a little weird, and then the shit that almost made me cut the show off in season 2. I wolf you. Like, oof. Paused it, and I sat there for like 3 minutes. I'm like, how bad do I want to finish this show? I don't have to watch it. Like that was how bad.
Bro, everyone's so mad about that. Everyone's so hated about that. It was really bad.
It was atrocious. Like,
ooh, that's like. There's corn, and then there's like that shit. There's corny, and then there was whatever the fuck that is.
Like I try not to often pull out my 20% white card. That was some white ass shit. Not like regular white. No, this is like a specific nuanced hipster bougie white girl. Which is exactly what love is. And a murderer.
Yeah. That too.
With poor anger management skills. Self-control issues. That was just,
to say the least.
But yeah, just fucking, I wolf you. And just like, even Joe kind of looked at just like, ooh, is this the right
that's
choice?
Pretty white.
Even he had to stop and think. It's just like, this is it, huh? This is forever. This is my forever. Okay, yeah, no, I'm a ride for this one. I actually do think him and Love were meant to be, which is kind of tragic given how the show shakes out. I thought, which we're getting a season 4, evidently. I'm like, where the fuck are we gonna go now? Because he can't go to Marianne. I am glad that Marianne got away. All the black girls get away. That makes me happy. Despite the fact that for some reason they're, I'm gonna say it. And Double Toasted said it too. It is an interesting phenomena that all the relationships with people of color all have white partners. It is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It is an interesting observation.
Yeah, it is all of them. Yeah, because even the blind dude, his husband was black. So I'm like, damn, even
black. Sherry and Carrie, black and white. The Asian girl had a white husband. Marianne's ex was the white dude from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, my boy Nathaniel. Which, that was some other funny shit. Joe fucked up a murder. How did he not get
Oh,
caught
yeah.
from that? He walked away. He sped walked. Like, bitch, you see him leaving the scene of the crime. Like, how did he not get caught?
Because he had the Joe hat. The Joe hat is invincible.
Oh yeah,
hides
that
all.
Like
it is literally his lucky charm. It's how he's made it this far.
Honestly, that Yankee fitted has gotten him through 3 seasons of murders. Joe's a real nigga. Like I couldn't chop off my toes and stick it in a pie, and as I killed my wife.
That's the third appendage he's lost in this show because he got his pinky cut in the second season.
Yep.
I'm like, clearly you ain't too attached.
But it couldn't be me. Get away with a murder?
Oh no! Oh, never.
Joe also. There's 2 things there are a couple things that are consistent about Joe. Joe down with the brown, and Joe looks out for the kids. Joe never hurts kids. He looked out for that goofball, wackadoo ass, simp ass 17-year-old that was fucking his wife. He looked out for his own baby, gave him to that wholesome gay couple. He looked out for that little Latina girl who almost got real life molested. He looked out for Pablo. Pablo was a real one. Pablo let Beck get killed.
Was a real one. Shout out to Pablo. Hope he comes back in the future
let
season.
Me out. Pablo turned around and said, I didn't see a damn thing. Joe said, don't go there. I'm not going there. Pablo was a smart kid. He minded his fucking business. I'm like, Pablo, you smart. Leave her down there. Let her die. No, she needs to go.
Pablo's like, what happens in the basement stays in the basement.
Yep. He's like, nah, Joe helped me get rid of my potential stepfather. He cool with me. I don't know what you did to piss this nigga off, but I don't want any part of that. I want to disappear like you might. Sorry, sis. You got to see it through, my girl. Got to make it do what it do, baby.
Right. Yeah. No. I think this show gets more wild than wild each season that it goes through. Like is ridiculous when they brought the box back for the 3rd time.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, so okay, how are we gonna get the box for season 4?
Right. I'm like, how do you
buy that shit off Amazon? Can you?
Shit. I mean, he managed to do it 3 times in a row. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Right. And I guess we should talk about Sherry and Carrie locked in the box for days and then capitalizing off of it. It's just like our love in the box. Me and my husband were trapped by 2 psychopaths. Now we're rich. God damn, Sherry Syke. Oh, see, you can't cast evil people with regular looking actors. You got to have a fine ass actor play a complete and utter asshole because that's the only way that they're tolerable.
Yep. Yeah, no, I thought they did a great job with the type of role that they were given. Yeah, man. I think by the end of it, I liked them. I liked them by the end. I thought they were kind of funny by the end of it. I was like, they are absolutely absurd.
And just like they're very much self-preservation because Sherry was like, well, love, let me out. We can be, and I'm just like, are you trying to eat her coochie?
I mean, she almost did. Shit.
I'm over here watching the episode like, now wait a damn minute. What? Nah, fuck. Yeah, I mean, sure, we can see what Joe and Carrie are up to. Sure, yeah, everybody deserves representation, but what are Sherry and Love gonna do? Where is this going? Over here dancing. Oh yeah, that was the shit that took me out. They were like dancing, getting all sensual with the way it was framed. Joe's looking, he's seeing Love have fun. Love's looking back at him. It's all like sexy and intimate. He feeling like a third. And then here comes Carrie's big Thor ass. It's like, yeah, buddy, yeah. There go your wife and my wife. And I'm just like, oh. That was the moment Joe realized he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to fuck this man too.
This was the moment he realized he fucked up.
Right. It's just like, oh, we gotta match energy. So it's like, so does that mean we gotta be sensual like them? Nigga, shut up! You're scaring the bitches away. You
know the moment I knew he wasn't for it. Remember when that scene when they were they were all doing like the screaming and like the shaking out their jitters and shit. You remember that? And how stiff Joe's ass was trying to do it.
You're struggling.
You got to go back and watch that scene. His arm, like, I don't know if it's Penn Badgley as a person or Joe the character, but everyone else was like all noodly with it. He was all like polygons, like with the rigid motions.
Polygon. Yeah, it was bored. Which I think that might just be method acting. I think he's just that damn good at playing Joe. Because Joe would be like a stiff screamer. Joe doesn't.
This man was moving like a PS1 avatar.
Joe doesn't have great relationships with other guys, so that was like a nice moment. And we got a lot of backstory for Joe this season too.
We did.
He got whole ass abandoned by his mom.
And he got a half brother,
bro. Ran into her on the streets with a whole nother baby. She's like, Mom. She's like, oh shit, my first kid, bitch. What? Ooh. Like, no, I see. I was like, I'm not saying it's right, but I can see how Joe ended up as like this creepy, toxic misogynist. Because like all the men in his life treat him like dirt, and all the women in his life abandoned him.
Right, man. They got to bring his mom back at some point. Did they say that she died or she's just gone?
I think she's just gone. She just took her other baby and said, "Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna fuck with you. So good luck. Be real."
Yeah, they got to bring his mom back in present day because I feel like they probably won't do that till the last season.
Oh,
I have to imagine.
That was the shit that got me. Is before Marianne's fine ass, he was this close. He had the breakthrough, but he couldn't hold it because he's like, no, I'm gonna stay committed to my wife. I need to go to a therapist because I have mommy issues and abandonment issues. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna be a better man. And then Marianne blinked at him twice, and he's like, the Lord knows my spirit. If there's one thing I can't resist, is the chocolate in my mist. Bring your fine ass here. He saw her twiddle her thumbs and play around with her necklace, and he said, "Do I know me or do I know me?" Because remember, he was in the library. He's like, nope, we're not gonna do this. We work in a better path. We're gonna be a better man. And she said, "Hey, Joe, yes. What do you need? Who I gotta kill?" Didn't hesitate at all.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Never misses. Bro, I like how like all she had to do was he had to like say like, yeah, she went from like hating his ass to like, yeah, I got a sad backstory. She's like, oh really?
But
in like a second.
She's like, word, I got trauma too. Let's trauma bond together. But it's trauma pussy at you real quick. That trussy at you.
Trussy.
Yeah, because that was definitely some shit that did make me laugh because she tried to make assumptions about Joe. It's just like, well, as a cis het white man, you probably benefit off the patriarchy. He's like, actually, I got abandoned by my mother and was in an abusive household for most of my childhood. Then my father got killed, and she's like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, be sorry. He's a terrible person, but his life is sad. He doesn't know how to manage his emotions. Joe's got issues. Like,
Joe's got issues, and that's kind of my thing. I kind of like that. I can change him. I can fix him.
Broken white men, this pussy will fix him. It's like, I don't know, sis. It didn't work too well for your ex-husband. Didn't really keep him around too well. He left crazy ex-girlfriend, came over here and said, yeah, we about to fuck shit up. Yo, he whooped Joe's ass for a minute there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got him for a second.
He
works out.
Yeah,
Joe's scrawny.
Drugs.
A lot of drugs. She was putting him in a shake.
I think that was what was entertaining. Is there were a lot of moments where Joe got a run for his money just because he got thrown into circumstances that he had to kind of work out. Like he worked it out, but Joe was a lot more stressed this season, which I think that was what contributed to a lot of the drama. Is like intermediate things, and especially when he was messing around with Marianne. She's like, Joe, we can't do this. You have a wife. He said, let me worry about that. It's like, what do you mean by that, Joe? And then we found out what he meant by that.
Right.
And the thing is, what makes the show particularly weird, like on some Dexter shit, on some Death Note shit. I did a video about this after the first, I think, 2 seasons dropped, about how they're all, very similar characters of just like that, because Joe in real life would be an absolute goddamn nightmare. He'd be a horror monster.
Oh yeah.
But I think because we get the show from his perspective, we in a sense we do kind of root for him. So like when Love poisoned him, I'm like, objectively, yes, this is the right thing. Like he needs to be stopped. He needs to be put down. You gotta. He needs to be. You need to get him away from these women. Get him in a psych facility because he's just like a gross, perverted, toxic dude. He's an awful person. God damn it, he's so witty and so funny.
Yeah.
And just like weirdly, morbidly likable. Just because the people around him are such like shit heels. It was like yeah, when Love stopped him, I'm just like, Joe, I don't know how you're gonna get out of this, buddy. I think this might be it for you, man. It was a good run. We had some laughs, had some nuts, but this, and I'm just like, no, Love. It's like Love was doing the right thing, but I still couldn't root for her, which is a weird feeling because Joe is objectively a awful piece of shit. He is gross. He stalks women. He kidnaps people. Like he committed multiple crimes and felonies. But I still want to see how he succeeds, which is just fascinating.
Yeah, and I think what part of makes his character likable. Like I haven't read the books, but there is this.
They're listen to the audiobooks because that's what I've been doing. I still have to finish Hidden Bodies. A third one actually came out this year called You Love Me. So just in time for season. Caroline Kepnes drops a book about every time we get a season, so I can probably expect one in the next year or so. But yeah, Hidden Bodies. They're fun books, very entertaining.
Okay,
but go ahead.
What I hear is that this girl that I watch from time to time on YouTube, her name's Amanda the Jedi. She had problems with seasons. She had problems with the show You because it makes Joe a likable character, and apparently, like characters like Pablo and stuff about his backstory aren't in it. And I think without that stuff, it's harder to root for him. But because they humanize this stalker character, it makes it more emotionally complex to watch him. But I think the fact that I feel like she was hung up on the fact that they made a stalker likable character as problematic, but I feel like that's what makes the show more interesting. The fact that he is kind of a likable character.
Yeah, because
you can't totally adapt it, because then everyone's like, oh, this guy fucking sucks and he's creepy. But he is, but he's also charming.
Yeah, because I guess it just could be my pattern for it. Because I like watched the show and then got the books. And like, yeah, of course you're gonna have some differences, but there is a lot of overlap. Probably because like the creator is also involved in the series process. So like you'll see her on the executive producer credits and shit. But
okay.
Like what I think makes Joe likable in the literary sense, like he is more creepy because there are some elements that aren't there, like Pablo and stuff like that. But his internal monologue is still relatively similar, if albeit a little darker in some spots. But it's like I'm trying to remember the plot to You, the book, versus You, the show. And yeah, there are differences, but it's like in terms of like how it's, especially if you I'd say listen to it versus reading it, because like the narrator is another actor who I know from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but he has a similar kind of cadence to Penn Badgley in terms of the delivery, where it's like very calm and dry. It's that Dexter energy, and that's why when I did my video about Joe and Dexter, which is funny enough because Dexter is back, so I need to check that out. And Light from Death Note is the notion of why we have like likable villains in the show, because like they're all morally in the wrong. I think having these characters that have this weird sense of, be it justice or obsession, I think is one, fascinating, but they have to be likable, because that's the only thing you can kind of cling on to. Is like, funny enough, that's actually like kind of the opposite, is part of the reason I don't really like the Joker, is because there's nothing for me to really cling on to character wise. like at least with Joe, there are elements to him that you can kind of connect with or feel some sort of sympathy for, which I think is like that. And I think his dry observations are probably relatable to how we, the audience, would probably react to the people he engages with most of the time. Outside of his love interest, because like he doesn't have the best track record of picking those, even the good ones like Marianne or Karen. But like the crowds here around are all these eccentric, annoying, shitty types, like the worst people in New York, or the worst people in LA, or the worst people in San Francisco. All annoying as shit. So we would have the same commenters like, oh my god, these fucking annoying bougie trust fund babies that probably spend more money on their wine and their cell phones than they do on actually taking care of their kids. It's like, yes, Phil gets it. So it's like, so that's why I think
that's what
it works.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, that's definitely what makes it work. The fact that you put this character that is seemingly like that is creepy, that is kind of narcissistic, methodical, in an environment of characters that are all unlikable, which by default, because we're in his head, it makes him the most relatable character because everyone else is so awful.
Right.
Which is great. I will say, I love the actress who plays Love. Love the character of Love. But the episode where she was doing her narrations, they didn't hit for me. They weren't hitting for me.
Oh yeah,
it's like ooh, like.
I think Victoria Pedretti was really good in this show.
She was.
I am actually a little saddened that we probably won't see her much outside of maybe some flashbacks or hallucinations in season 4. So I'm very curious because it leaves off with Joe in France. I'm just like, all right, where the fuck are we going to go with this?
But you know what? With a show like You, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull some bullshit like she actually survived. Like someone came in the house at the last minute and like gave her some shit, or like they took her out of the house and like revived her, or saved her, and like
the neighbor dad like recovered her. Well,
right,
no, she
like discount Homelander.
Yo, he does look like a discount Homelander, but no, she died before he set the fire because he killed her with the needle.
Yeah, he did.
So
unless she was faking it, she had her own needle. Because they kept one upping each other. Like I knew you were gonna do that, so I did this.
That was some anime bullshit. Like the finale,
it really was.
That was silly. And he's like, "Oh well, I actually prepared for this because I knew you'd try to kill me, so I pretended to be dead, and then cured myself, and now I'm gonna kill you." And it was like, "All right, okay, show, okay, this is how it's gonna go." All that tension that you had earlier, like Marianne coming to the house and the kid going by to the bathroom, and I was so worried. I was about to hate Love. Like, I always was kind of on the fence with her this season because like I wanted to root for her. Again, another
she kept doing stupid shit.
She kept doing stupid shit and impulsive shit that was fucking up the game, and she was panicky and flighty and impulsive, which does not make for like, and I guess that what's make them an interesting odd couple. But when Marianne came to the house, using Joe's phone, just like, Joe, are you? Oh. I'm just like, we can't kill her, bro. Don't kill her. I'm about to be pissed at the show because she had the fork or the knife or whatever behind her back. Like, can I talk with you for a second? You need to stay away from my man. But then she just laid out how crazy Joe is, which is true. He's right. As crazy as shit, nutty as a tree. And Joe's over here like, don't believe her, Marianne. We can still be together. I'm like, nigga, it's lost. It's a wrap, bro. Just go back to Karen. Go back to New York.
I feel like Marianne's gonna be in the 4th season, though. I feel like in some weird contrivance bullshit, he's gonna win her back.
I feel like we entirely glazed over to the whole like switch to Marianne, which they kind of give it away with like the Netflix logo because it shows more of Marianne than the white chick that was initially there that Love murdered in like the 2nd episode. Or was it? It was the 1st episode.
Yeah, I feel like Netflix spoiled it for me because like when you go to Netflix, she's on like the title picture with Joe in the library.
I'm just like, oh shit, ain't that the black girl from Sabrina? Like, yeah. She's cute. And I'm just like, what's she doing in the show? Oh, she's a librarian. That's cool. And I'm over here like, well, I wonder who Joe's going to fall for. I'm just like, wait a damn minute. Like, because definitely I remember at the end of season 2, I'm like, that was a white woman they showed. You can't just transform that into a light skinned girl magically.
Right.
And then you get like the history with the neighbor, and the neighbor being like, I think I'm gonna fuck the boring dad next door. Just her whole situation is a mess. No, I'm definitely curious with what they're gonna do with season 4, and I have to pick up the book now for the. I need to finish Hidden Bodies, and then I'm gonna probably listen to You Love Me, and skip over all these other books. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of ranking, even though I can't fucking stand Beck, I do think season 1 is still probably the strongest, followed by 3 and then 2.
Okay. Okay. No, yeah, that's fit. Yeah, I can concur with that. Yeah. No, season 3 was a lot of fun, but yeah, you can't really top the original. I don't know what they're gonna do with season 4. Is most of the show gonna be in subtitles? Is he just gonna be hanging out in the English parts of France? Like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
I would have much preferred him go to England.
I'd only be able to follow, which is like, that's the thing, is like, I don't think Joe speaks French. But hey, if you're gonna run away after framing your own death, might as well start over.
No, yeah, I completely agree. But I mean, they should have put him in. I think they should have put him in England personally. But oh well.
They should have done is they put him in Alaska, and then he runs into Dexter. It's like, who are you? My name is Dave. Who are you? My name is Jackson. Like, oh, okay. They just become friends, and it's never explained. And now you is in the Dexter universe. I mean,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I mean, what's hilarious is like, they're so separate. It could happen, and there's nothing that would conflict, because Dexter was set in Florida, you was set in New York and California.
Right.
Like, it's perfectly feasible.
Their worlds would never cross unless that were to happen.
Worlds would literally never cross.
Let's just keep that. Let's just say that's our headcanon. They're in the same universe. They're going to meet one day.
They're going to run into each other at a SWAT meet and be like, who are you? It's like, my name is Dexter. My name is Joe. It's like, I like your knives. Thanks. I like your books. Thanks. And then and that's like it. That's the whole crossover. they meet.
Go our separate ways.
Yeah, they meet at a grocery store. Like, that was weird, but I don't know. I like the cut of that guy's chip. Should probably move on to the actual topics. No Way Home, Spider-Man got a poster, and it also had some leaks. I do not like this poster. I really don't like this poster. I think it is really bad. Like, okay,
I don't like the fact that they use the Far From Home or the Iron Spider suit. That's my least favorite suit out of all of them.
Yeah, because it's the ugliest fucking suit. But like, that aside, it just, I get why they're doing what they're doing, because you have to hide a lot of stuff, which I like. I am glad they're not giving away whatever secrets may be entailed in the movie. Thank you for that. I feel like that was a Disney choice, because Sony likes to spoil everything. Much as I love the company's properties, they are not good at like keeping shit under wraps, especially with this. God, what a fumbled bag this movie has been. Like, everybody's spilling fucking beans in this, but no, the poster just is like, I get it. Oh, you see the tentacles, and there's the goblin in the distance, and the sand and the lightning. It's just, it doesn't work for me, because it's like, there's not a good sense of balance. The logo, it looks like it was made in Photoshop, and I don't mean that as like, oh, you can tell that they use Photoshop on this. No, that's like every poster has like Photoshop touch-ups and editing and whatnot. This looks like something that a fan made in Photoshop, and a fan that has a limited understanding of, like, Boss Logic has done significantly better with this.
I agree. I feel like, they had so many people. I don't hate it. I feel like they had so many people clamoring for a poster that they're like, we gotta put something out. Okay, I mean, we don't want everybody to know the plot, but we gotta put something out. Fuck. All right, we'll put this out. So yeah, we got this. I truly don't think this is the final poster. I think this is just like, remember like when TASM was coming out and like they had their first poster. I think it's like that. You know, it very much reminds me of the TASM 2 poster. Wasn't that like? Yeah, wasn't it when?
Oh, the TASM 2 posters look kind of cool.
Because it was like TASM, it was like Spider-Man from the back, and then it's showing the villains in the front. This is like the reverse of that. It's the reverse of the TASM poster, actually.
Yeah,
but
and because it works for the TASM 2 poster, I think.
I don't know. I think
it's and that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's the opposite angle, and it doesn't. Well, no, because it's trying to do both at the same time. Because there are villains behind him and one in front, but he's in the middle on like a bunch of cars. They're really trying to sell this bridge scene.
They really are, because they're like, we don't want to tell you the rest of the fucking movie, but we got to give you something.
Now that I think about it, none of Homecomings is decent. No, the Homecoming posters kind of suck too.
I don't think we've had a good Spider-Man poster in a minute.
We haven't had one since TASM 2. Wow, yeah, Homecoming is not that good. Because it oh my god, why is his face so big on this? Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Tony Stark on this one Homecoming poster I'm looking at. It's like right there in Spider-Man's shoulder. It's really bad. Because it's like all the characters and like vultures and an explode. Wow, this is not good. There's a picture like right underneath it where they photoshopped a bunch of other Tony Starks into it. That's really bad. Far From Home's isn't much better either, because now it's like them. It's the one of them all standing, but triangles and spider symbols. It's not good. What the fuck? What? Why do all these posters suck? Wait, that should be the real conversation. What the hell is going on here?
Need to fire their poster guy. Yeah, poster guy's not doing him justice.
Okay, see, now I see one for Far From Home that somebody made. I actually kind of like this. This isn't bad. Hold up. I'll send this to you real quick. This actually looks kind of good. Talk about the leaks, or just want to keep it on the DL till the movie comes out?
We can talk them. It's not like we're showing them. I think we've both seen them. We can talk about them a little bit.
All right. I'm not going to say what they are, because I still don't believe anything. So I'll probably keep that, no, I guess no spoilers. So we're not going to say what they are, but I guess we can talk more so about the incident, because Campy is fucked.
That was a blunder. Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder. Blunder, love.
Yeah, fucking John Campia, who everybody knows from Collider, and I never followed Collider, so I have no attachment to any of this. He posted what is alleged to be 2 leaked photos from Spider-Man No Way Home. That look,
he played it on accident.
Yeah, he claimed it was on accident. Like, oh, I didn't know. I thought it was like a fan. It's like, then why'd you put your name on it? Right.
You've never, like, I looked through his Twitter afterwards. He's never once put a watermark on anything else. Like, why is this the one thing? Because someone gave him the pictures, and he wanted credit for the pictures somebody else gave him, so he watermarked them.
Yeah, it's like, so you're an asshole, is what it is. I got you.
Right. I'm like, oh, okay. Right. So you aren't already going to get views for that. Like, he could have easily pawned it off as like, oh, these pictures that I saw, but like, no, I got to get my credit. So then put your own watermark on it. And now, if those turn out to be real, you're the asshole who spoiled the movie for everybody.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's going to lose all of his studio connections and access to like that. Like Eternals was his last Marvel premiere that he'll ever go to, if these turn out to be real.
Yeah, you fucked up. Which, judging by some of the news we got from Sony, there might be some truth to one of those. Not from Sony, from Disney. We'll get to that later. But yeah, no, big fuck up. But like, they are real. I mean, it's stuff that's been said for a long time. But also
they are real. I kind of believe them. They look pretty.
Hey, man, I'm a skeptic when it comes to Spider-Man. I don't believe
that is fair.
why I'm probably not gonna watch the.
Good luck avoiding those screen caps.
Good luck avoiding those. Like I didn't know the old T-Rex was gonna be in Jurassic World, so when she popped up, it was a pleasant surprise.
But like that's what's taking the trailer so long, is the fact that Marvel and Sony are both debating on whether they're gonna show certain things in the trailer or not. Right. If they're gonna actually reveal certain things about what's going on in the movie. I feel like I understand both sides though. Because I feel like, do I want that surprise for the movie? Of course I do. I would I'm like seeing that for the first time in theaters. Like I'll bust a tear. Like my eyes will straight be like gushing. But from a marketing point of view, if they put both of those motherfuckers, if they put certain characters in the trailer for the movie, you know that's selling all the tickets. You know those pre-sale tickets is destroyed. That website is destroyed.
But you don't need it because it's
you don't Spider-Man. Need it. You don't need it. All you really need is the villains.
If it was like, here's the thing. The Flash movie has to do this by showing you all of the Batman.
Yeah.
Superman, if it was a bunch of into the Superverse, they would have to show you all the
into the Superverse.
Because it's Spider-Man, who is bigger than both of them motherfuckers combined. You do not have to show them. You have the sauce. You have all of the power. Don't do it. Like I beg.
I agree with you.
Because you don't need to. You have the bag. It's not, like you said, sure. But here's the thing. You already won because you have the most popular superhero on the planet. Objectively. Financially. Like broke $1 billion. One hero. Last time they broke $1 billion, they had to get the whole Justice League together. 6 of them motherfuckers. They barely broke $1 billion. One Spider-Man movie broke $1 billion. It's like you don't need Toby and Andrew to sell this movie. I like them to be in it. Maybe. I actually don't want them to be in it. So if they are in it, it can be a pleasant surprise. It'll be fun to see him again because Andrew deserves retribution. Like if it was just Andrew, I'd be fine with that because he's the only one that really needs it. Toby is fine. But
but Toby's not doing shit these days. I feel like
he's not. I don't know the last movie that I can't name you the last movie I said. Yes, I can. Tropic Thunder. The last time I think I saw Tobey Maguire. Oh, no, that was Elijah Wood. Never mind. I don't know the last movie I saw him in. Seabiscuit? No, Great Gatsby.
The thing, what's weird is that I can fathom the MCU's Peter Parker meeting other Spider-Man. Like that's not something that's far off because we've seen him with other heroes. What's harder for me to picture is those other Spider-Man meeting other Spider-Man. I can imagine him meeting Spider-Man, but I can't imagine them meeting each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they're very different interpretations of Peter.
Yeah, all very different tones, very different portrayals.
Yeah, because you have, soft-spoken Tobey Maguire, just like, I missed the part where that's my problem. And then fucking Andrew Maguire, I don't think they understand the concept of the mask. What the fuck is going on here? So you mean to tell me that you're Spider-Man and you're
fucking Tweety Butt?
And then fucking...
What's going on?
It's like, who the fuck are these guys? Mr. Stark, what's going on? Who is this? He sounds like a child.
Perfect Tom Holland. Mr. Stark! Can I get a bagel, Mr. Stark?
Danny DeVito's Spider-Man.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't want any trouble with these guys. Mr. Stark, he's like Marty McFly.
Oh my god, yeah.
And the prom's tomorrow with MJ. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh god. Please give me that Spider-Man. I need you to play that Spider-Man in the movie. Whatever the fuck that was, I need that.
Maybe I'll make that a video one day of just like my Tom Holland impression. Just like, oh no, oh, what am I gonna do? Oh my god.
I don't know who that sounds like. It gives me Morty energy though. I don't know what it is.
Morty McFly.
It gives Morty McFly. It gives me like if Morty was a New Yorker. That's what it made me think of.
Somewhere between Morty, Tom Holland, and Michael J. Fox is that voice I just did with a sprinkle of Danny DeVito.
Morty J. Parker.
Morty J. Parker.
I don't know if that's a superhero or a lawyer.
Yes.
All the above.
Do you want to talk about the Disney Plus announcements?
Yes, let's do it. Fresh off the heels. As of recording this, it came out today.
Okay, so let's go. I'm looking off Variety here. So if you remember any that I forgot or I missed, just let me know. So we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got some concept art, and there's some behind-the-scenes footage. We got a picture of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader facing off, so that's coming in 2022. Looks good. Any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. We just got concept art. I think it's gonna be weird that Obi-Wan and Vader are fighting again from like a time standpoint, or like a continuity standpoint. But like, I'm up for the fight. I'm sure it's gonna look badass. But like, I don't know how they're gonna explain that away.
Yeah, I think it still falls into canon because I think in A New Hope he just says the last time we fought. But I guess, for reference, we thought it was Return of this or Revenge of the Sith, but I guess in reality it was whenever Kenobi takes place, which is between those two. So, I don't know. I guess what I want to see is, I wonder if he's going to run into Ahsoka.
Oh,
but the thing I really want to see is Ahsoka meeting Luke, but that's probably more so for her own show. Next we have X-Men 97. So a new animated series from Marvel Studios, which I believe is a sequel to the 90s X-Men series, and they're bringing back the original creators and voice cast, I believe. So that's exciting. It's weird. I technically grew up with the show, but I never really watched it. I was more of an X-Men Evolution fan. So my ties to I did read the comic series that they had for it a couple years back, and I really enjoyed it. But so I'm happy for those fans. I'm thinking if this does well, it might make Marvel consider bringing back some of the other ones like EMH. I don't know about Spectacular. Spectacular is probably dead just because of something else we got coming up. But
I want it. I want Spectacular so bad. There's so many petitions. Bring it back, Marvel.
Yeah,
because I feel like the one they announced can only go so long.
I would want that.
Yeah, no same. Earth's Mightiest Heroes for a few uncultured people out there.
Your thoughts about X-Men 97?
I meant that with love. I'll be honest. I saw X-Men in the 90s sporadically. It wasn't one of those shows that I followed religiously. So I feel like for those people that grew up with X-Men in the 90s, that's cool. That's awesome for you guys. And I think that, when a show does eventually come out in 2023, it'll give me the chance to go back and rewatch the X-Men cartoon from the 90s because it's also on Disney Plus. So yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone was asking for this, but I don't think anyone's upset that it's happening either.
There were a lot of people that were asking for it when it was announced that the 90s X-Men was going to Disney Plus. They wanted a sequel or a revival. So there have been some people that were asking for this. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good. Happy for you guys.
Yeah, so
I'm just a little salty over here because I didn't get my Spider-Man show that I wanted. But nonetheless, I'm happy that we're getting a new one nonetheless. I hope it's good though, because we haven't had a good one in a minute. In well over 10 years, we haven't had a good Spider-Man show.
Yeah, like Ultimate had its moments, but overall it was fine. But very much a far departure from Spectacular. Then the one after that was just whack. And now they have one that's just for kids. I guess we might as well talk about that now when we since you brought it up. Spider-Man Freshman Year, a prequel to both Homecoming and Civil War, which I guess details the events of what happened to Peter Parker leading up to Civil War, and it's, I think, being written and showrun by the creator of Craig of the Creek, which I think is very interesting. I'm just like a black man. Let's go. Which, I mean, he already has his foot in kids media. What's his name? Oh no, maybe he was a writer. Who's the guy that's doing this damn show? I can't remember his name. I have to find it.
Also, speaking of Spider-Man, is that picture you put in the chat, is that a real poster or is that a fan-made poster?
It's a fan-made poster.
That is a way better poster than anything we ever got. That's a dope poster.
That's good.
It makes me sad that it's not real. God. I think
you're the one that Spider-Man show year, and I was annoyed till I found out who was the showrunner.
Yeah, I think the freshman year could be good. Did you see the little, like when they were showing the different titles of the show and like ripped off the page and it shows what Peter Parker's going to look like in the show?
I did see the picture of it. I do like the design.
It doesn't look like Tom Holland's Spider-Man though, because they're going more retro with the style, which I'm like, how are you going to do that and make it a prequel to the MCU Spider-Man that we know? I don't know, but I also feel like it has to be a limited series, right? Because if we're going by the MCU's logic, he was only Spider-Man for about 6 months before he was introduced in Civil War. So it'd have to be like a one season kind of thing, unless they really stretch that shit out to make it multiple seasons.
Which it can't be that. It's his freshman year. Like even your freshman year of like high school is only 7-8 months. If that, but August to June, about 8 months. It's more than that, but you know what I mean. I like actual time. If you take
watch
out
each season, watch they like stretch the shit out. So it's like, because he said he was bitten for 6 seasons, or I have to imagine that he was a freshman in Homecoming. Or was he a sophomore in that one?
No, he was a sophomore in Homecoming.
Okay.
He was a freshman. So he had to have been a freshman when he got bit.
Yeah. So if we're
Civil War, I think was going in the spring.
Yeah, because he's still in school at that time.
Yeah, so it was probably like the spring of his freshman year. Then Homecoming was after that.
I'd like to see a Peter Parker that was more in line with what we got when we were introduced to him. Because the thing I really liked about the Homecoming introduction, I mean the Civil War introduction of Peter Parker, was the fact that they said that he was a tinkerer or he was a dumpster diver. He like make his own stuff. We didn't really meet Ned at that point, but I really hope they lean into that like homemade kind of Spider-Man aspect. I'm sure we're going to see that the suit that he wore at the end of Homecoming as well as like his primary suit. At least that's what they should do, because that would make the most sense if this is really based in the MCU.
Kind of want to see. I don't know if you've seen that concept art for one of the ideas for his homemade suit for the one we got, but it looks like it's similar, but it's different. I'd have to find it, but it's a really, really dope design because it's like the suit he had in Civil War, like the final suit. It's like a midway point between that. He has the mask and you see the lines, but you can tell it's like drawn on with marker, and he had to like make the web shooters, and the gloves are still the same, but it's like the symbol and everything is there. And it's just a really, really dope design that I'm just like, I think that'd be fun to kind of see him experiment with different costumes too, as well. They're probably going to stick with the one that we saw. Jeff Tramiel, by the way, is the writer and executive producer, and he voices Cannonball on Craig of the Creek. He also had a pitch for a Red Hood show that he described as a mix between Deadpool and BoJack Horseman that didn't get picked up. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's fucking genius.
That sounds cool, actually.
The character designer is Leonardo Romero. Interesting. But I mean, the design, it doesn't look. It just looks like a white boy. Looks like a child. Looks like a small white child.
I mean, he has like the sweater vest with like the collar top popping out of the top of it with like the round glasses. So like, if you were to show me a picture of that, I'm like, oh, that's like pre-Spider Peter Parker. Like, I could see it. Yeah. I can see it.
Less buff. He's just a kid. He's just a kiddo.
He's just Spider Boy.
We getting a note of when this is coming? I think we did.
I don't think so either.
I think they just said it's coming. But I think the thing I'm most curious is, are they going to get the same actor who voiced him in What If? Because Tom still has an appearance in his contract. I don't know if they want to use it on this or if they want to save it for something better. Like,
I think this could be a loophole in that. I don't know. I'm not a fucking lawyer, so I don't know how the logistics work. But I feel like that contract was only for film appearances, and Marvel owns the TV rights to Spider-Man, so I don't know if that would fall under that whole thing. But the thing is, I don't know if Tom Holland, up and coming movie star, would be down to do a TV show like that.
I don't know if it's so much if he's down. I think it's probably just a time factor more than anything. I don't know if he'd have the time to do it in his schedule. Granted, I feel like he would probably try and make time. I don't know if he'd have the availability to.
I mean, since the pandemic, really, I think that really changed how shows are being recorded, because like there's a lot of shows,
there's a lot of home studios.
Yeah, exactly, home studio stuff. So like maybe you can do like on the road recording, just recording lines. I feel like it's a lot easier of a process than filming, going somewhere to film.
So I'm curious. I'm disappointed that we're not getting a Spider-Man project where he's a fucking adult. Jesus.
One day.
One of these days. Because like, look, all right, this is the last one we're gonna get, and then be done with it. Let's move forward, please. God, I want to see Tom's Spidey grow up. He deserves it. He's good. Let him mature. Moon Knight. We saw the teaser.
We did.
Very interesting. I think it also confirms that suit leak that we had ages ago. Which the suit looked really good. Didn't really see much other than his cape and a couple like flashes of, but it looks like it's pretty gritty. Jesus Christ.
It does look really gritty, and I think that's a good thing. I feel like it definitely visually looks very different from all the other things we've seen in the MCU. Like there's a lot of interesting camera work going on with that show. And Oscar Isaac's a fantastic actor. And I trust him. I trust Marvel for the most part, and I trust Oscar Isaac, and I think they're going to do something really cool with that.
Yeah, so I'm certainly curious. The cinematography in the 20 seconds we saw looks good. So.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too.
She-Hulk also got a glimpse at that, and a look at Tatiana Maslany. Effects are a little early, but both this and Moon Knight are coming in 2022, so there's plenty of time to touch.
Hulk looks good. I thought Hulk looked good for from what we have. I'm like, okay, looks really consistent with like movie part. What was it?
It looked fine.
Endgame Hulk.
I feel like it needed another render. It didn't look terrible. It was just like noticeable is the thing. But I'm also like, this is sizzle reel shot. We got like 20 seconds. I think it looks like what they're doing though is that they're painting her, and probably like scaling her up or something like that. And I like that idea. It's what they should have done with Starfire and Titans.
I don't think they're painting Tatiana Maslany like the actual actress.
Have you seen the screenshots from it? It looks like it's painted skin. If that's CG,
no. I believe that it's an actual actress playing She-Hulk. I don't think that it's Tatiana Maslany that's painted. I think they're gonna do something similar to the effect of like Skinny Steve, where they're gonna superimpose her face on somebody else's body.
Oh, bro, I kind of like it. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, I feel like the technology's definitely gotten a lot farther, but yeah, I feel like that's the route they're going to go with it. Strangely, she doesn't look as
that much. His voice is what made me feel weird. I'm just like, oh, his voice is very deep for someone that tiny.
Who?
Steve.
Oh yeah.
That took me out more than the face. He looked fine on the body. It was the voice. Well, we have to defend America. It's like, well, what the fuck? What does this dwarf say to me?
That don't add up, right?
Just talk.
Yeah, no, it was a little strange, but yeah, I feel like that's probably what they'll do because they got to make Tatiana Maslany, or they got to make She-Hulk look larger. Yeah, they got to make her at least 6 feet. So I imagine they'll do something where they get somebody else to play She-Hulk, the body, but she'll still be the face.
She's gonna turn to Meg the Stallion, but green every episode. Actually,
she didn't look too big though. Like the actress playing She-Hulk didn't look like abnormally like buff. No, the girl playing She-Hulk, because you saw that it's gonna have a black wig and like long straight hair. Tatiana has like curly hair.
It also depends on which She-Hulk looking at, because like Jen can go from like muscular and toned to like built like a brick shit house. So here, she looks fit in the snippets we've seen. Which is what a lot of her like the fun She-Hulk comics do, is they make her look fit. Versus like big McLarge huge. She does, for like that's how she looks in like Immortal She-Hulk and like Avengers runs and stuff. But even in her classic look, she just looks like a big strong woman. She has like a bit of a wrestler build to her. She's like I'm a beat this bitch ass look.
She does look kind of stacked in this picture that I'm looking at again.
Like modern, like the She-Hulk of like recent years, yeah, she looks huge. But like OG She-Hulk, she just looks like tall and ripped, or not really ripped, but like muscular. She like a gymnast, like a tall ass gymnast.
Okay.
Yeah, like she has toned arms and a toned stomach. She got that Teyana Taylor build.
I mean, her costume looks pretty accurate.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's going to complain because we're not seeing enough TNA somewhere out there. Oh, anyways, Miss Marvel currently got our first look at Iman Vellani. Oh, there was something we need to talk about this. Oh boy. So it's seeming like they're changing her power set, and don't like it. Makes me do.
Oh yeah.
Where which I'm wondering if they're including the fact that she's an Inhuman. I don't know.
They're not.
Oh my god.
Because they haven't introduced Inhumans into the MCU, and like
they did. They
did. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about that. We don't.
Well, I'm gonna talk about it. That's my trauma.
We don't discuss that show.
That's my story. That's my
Marvel.
life.
Marvel buried it. Marvel killed it.
I mean, you could just retcon it. Just walk it backwards. Just like let this be the origin for the Inhumans. No one gives a fuck about that dirty butterball ass booty show. I certainly don't. I watched it and reviewed it.
Hey, if you're gonna be mad about this, you got to be mad about how they changed the 10 rings in Shang-Chi.
How would I be mad about that? Oh, because they're bracelets now?
It's completely different because they don't do anything like they do in the comics.
I don't know that. I don't know what each one of the rings does.
Yes. Well, they didn't. Whatever
Just
each
know
one of
that-
them did, they didn't do any of it in the movie.
It depends on your mood. They're mood rings.
Oh, are they? Was that what was established?
No. It'd be funny if it was.
Or maybe she got mood powers. Maybe.
She got mood power. She might with the way these shits look.
No, okay. If their reports are to be believed, it looks like that bracelet that she has in the comics and what she's going to have in the show is what gives her her abilities, her powers, a la something like Green Lantern. If that is the case, I know you don't. But let's just sit with it for a second. Let's just play with that for a second. So if that's the route that they're going with it, I'm gonna put $5 on the table right now that bracelet of hers and Shang-Chi's 10 rings are connected somehow in the MCU.
Okay.
I think that
granted,
we don't know what it is.
That's a logical conclusion to draw.
I think we're entering a new phase of magical items or mystical items.
Which I think humans have ties to. I think that either Celestials or Eternals have ties to one of them. That's actually that'd be some dirty shit if they did that.
No, wasn't it the Kree that experimented on humans and then made them Inhumans? Something like that.
Was it the Kree?
I think so. Let me Google real quick.
I'm checking real quick. I think you're right.
It's the trusty dusty Google.
But the trust. You're right. It is the Kree. Wait. Close. It is related to the Kree. Discovered that sentient life on nearby Earth had genetic potential invested in it by the alien Celestials. So the Kree know from the the mist were discovered by the Inhumans. Immersed himself in the mist and gave it comparable to the Eternals. So it seems like there's a couple things in here that I think that might be what it is. They're probably going to try and dance around the shit using Celestials and Eternals. If they decide to bring back humans. Or going to use those two as an excuse to show that connection between the rings.
There was something in Eternals that I thought was going to be connected to 10 rings and Shang-Chi, but then they didn't go there with it. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
I feel like
because they said 10 rings in it. They're like, yes, with these rings that have like ancient life or some shit like that, we can do the Unimind. Light spoilers out of context for Eternals talk.
Oh yeah.
But that's later. That's later. But yeah, I think she's gonna have the same personality as long as Kamala has the same heart and same energy that she has as we know her, and she's gonna do some form of embiggen with her arms. I'm not gonna be upset.
I know. I'm just disappointed because like it seems like they did it right in the Avengers game. So then to kind of like backpedal, and even in her small appearances in these random ass Disney cartoons, they've gotten it right. So it's weird if they decide to like mess around with that now because that's how everybody knows her. That's what Marvel themselves have established in multiple mediums. So then you go to live action and then decide to change it is a really weird choice.
Well, the thing is with those other things, I feel like just like how Eternals was just introduced, that's a whole other bag of worms, a whole other concept you have to introduce with the Inhumans. And there's a lot of legwork you got to do with introducing that as another race in the MCU, especially so close to the fact that we just got Eternals. I feel like that's for the same reason that they changed the 10 rings from being rings with individual powers to 10 bracelets is the same reason why they're changing Kamala's powers. It's too close to the thing that they just introduced, with the 10 rings being so close to the Infinity Gauntlet, with Kamala's powers being so close to or Inhumans being so close to Eternals. I just think they didn't want to mix things up, because Marvel does have a lot of similar shit. Also, the fact that they're about to introduce the Fantastic Four, and I don't think they want two stretchy people in the MCU at the same time right now.
But anyways, who gives a shit? No, like what I'd rather is just like cut out the Eternals and just say, or cut out the Inhumans and just say it's some Eternal shit. Do that.
But didn't they say Eternals can't procreate in the movie? Or they can't.
I don't know,
or that's just
but they can make shit. They made a bracelet. Now she has stretchy powers. Bada boom, bada bing. Now we've combined both of our theories.
They can't interfere with human. No, I mean Fastos was fucking with humans, so he can't really say that.
Yeah, he was fucking with humans, all right. Anyways, Agatha, House of Harkness. When Han's coming back, Jack Schaefer's coming back as head writer. What is this going to be about? I mean, I'm intrigued. I like Agatha. I like her a lot. And I very much enjoy Catherine Hahn. She has the worst fate. Not the worst, but it's up there with like Yellow Jacket as one of the worst fates of any villain throughout the Marvel movies. Because
I imagine it has to be a prequel. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
That's what I was thinking.
I imagine it has to be a prequel, because I don't know how she's gonna get out of it if it's not a prequel. But yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I liked to be. The thing is, we know that Marvel has big balls at this point. And
they're greenlighting a bunch of random shit. We're about to get some random shit.
Or they greenlight Echo without us having seen Hawkeye yet. Like,
right. Okay, I guess both of these go into each other because that's what is next anyway. So yeah, Alaqua Cox, who is an actual deaf amputee, is playing Echo, but shout outs to her. And she's a Native American hero, so that's really cool that they got an actual indigenous actress to fill that in. But that aside, so the reason people are excited for Echo is because Echo, evidently in the comics, is the adoptive daughter of Kingpin. So that may have stealth confirmed that Daredevil's back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think Echo is a big Daredevil character. So for Echo to show up in Hawkeye, and then we have a movie coming out where he may show up, the pieces may be setting up for a future. We don't know, because they could always say that she's just a deaf Native American hero.
I want Kingpin in the MCU.
So do I.
What's his name? Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin in the MCU. Please.
He's great. It's very easy to put it in there. But yeah, Agatha, House of Harkness. I guess we're getting a lot of prequels and Echo is a spinoff. I don't even know where the fuck that came from. It's like, bro, Hawkeye's not even out yet, and y'all just like say less. We already know what's going to go down. But they have plans that we don't know about.
My only concern is I guess they're not doing an Infinity War type event anymore, because I feel like so far what we've seen in Phase 4, what we have so far in Phase 4, I feel like is more than what we've gotten in the past year, like 2021 alone. I feel like it's more than we got in all of Phase 1 in like the 5 years it took to get to us to Avengers. And I feel like we're going in so many different directions already. I can't see it culminating in one big event like Endgame was or Infinity War was. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of smaller events from that point.
It's fine. I mean, I would rather. My usual mindset, and I feel the same way. I think this is how they should handle Spider-Man. Is like once you go like super duper big, from then you just go like really, or small. You go like intimate and personal. I think that is the only real logical direction. And I think that's what they have to do here. I mean, they are going big in a different way because they're doing like super cosmic shit with like Celestials and Eternals and like creation and time and like time and reality with Kang and all that. But they have a lot going on there. We're probably introducing the Counselor Reeds. Marvel Zombies. We're getting a new animated series that reimagines the Marvel universe with new heroes battling against an ever-spreading zombie scourge. I wonder how far they're going to go with this for a Disney show, though, because the actual Marvel Zombie series is pretty grim. Especially the way that Spider-Man dies in that is, Oh, it makes my heart hurt. Have you seen that image? Like that comic those comic panels?
No, no,
It
I've
is
not.
just look it up real quick. Involves Sandman, and it's just one of those things where like the child in you gets sad. It's like, oh, now I feel sad.
No, I got the big sad
Yeah.
Marvel Zombies.
Like Sandman, Spider-Man. It'll probably come up quickly, but and like the context of it even makes it sadder. But do you have any thoughts for zombies? I mean, it's a good it's good property. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh, what the hell? The Sandman like go inside of him and fucking
he did.
Kill him from the. Jesus, that's fucked up.
Which, in theory, he could probably do that at any time.
Yeah, no, he could. Only he has the balls or the thought to do it now. But Jesus, that's awful. That's a terrible, terrible death.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah. What were we just talking about? It made my inner kid sad, like you said.
Yeah, my bad. I mean to fuck your whole evening up like that. But yeah.
Shit, I can't even go out and get turned now.
Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah, Marvel Zombies. Duh. I wonder if it's gonna be a continuation of what we saw in What If, or they're just gonna
I sure hope
take
not.
it from new. Take it. I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but we could do better.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they don't, it's a little redundant, or maybe if they're taking it from an earlier point and showing the MCU from a different point of view with the Marvel Zombie stuff. I think that could be cool. But
it could just be a fun, another alternative universe.
Fair, yeah, that could be that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It has potential. It has potential to be cool. Just gotta see where it goes.
Oh shit! When did this happen? Got our first look at. I don't know if this is. Might have just dropped. What the fuck?
What?
Our first look at Tiana releasing in 2023 on Disney Plus. I'm sending it to you right now. The series follows newly crowned Princess of Maldonia on a new adventure, but her New Orleans past isn't far behind. Very interesting. This is real. I can't tell if this is real or not.
First look concept art.
Okay.
What you looking at?
The one I just sent you?
Hold on, let me see it right now.
I sent it to you on IG.
Okay.
But it might be concept art. It looks like it's probably concept art. Either concept art or fan art, but sorry, that totally took me off for a second. I mean, speaking of women, Ironheart is coming, so we got an updated logo for that. So that will be interesting to see. Jesus Christ!
Oh, interesting.
A lot of logos.
She looks different. Yeah, she looks older. If this is real.
I can't tell if that's fan. Oh no, it is real. It's real. It's on the Disney page. Good. Yeah, it's first look concept art. It's real. The new long form musical series directed and written by Stella McGee. I have not heard that name. I don't think we have anything to say about Iron.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't words.
Canadian filmed. Oh shit! The director of the photograph.
What is?
The person that's the woman that's heading up the Tiana show. She did Gene of the Joneses, everything. She did The Weekend, and she did The Photograph. She's also directed
nice.
Grownish, Insecure. She's directed for Insecure. She's directed First Wife Club, and she's set to direct the Whitney Houston biopic "I Want to Dance with Somebody" that comes out next year.
All right, I'm sold. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, wow, and she has a great eye. Yeah, she's done 2 episodes of Grown, 3 episodes of Grownish, 2 episodes of Insecure, and an episode of First Wife Club. Wow, way to secure the bag. Okay,
For real.
love to see a black woman work. Really, bitch. Sorry. Ooh, sorry. The. Oh, okay. That. We'll talk about what I just found out after. Anyways, Secret Invasion. Our first look at Nick Fury. He looks old, not wearing his eye patch.
He looks. I kind of like it. His eye looks like a little blue. He's not wearing his eye patch. He has a beard. It looks like rugged Fury. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind this. Yeah, let's see non-eye patch bearded Fury. Like, I'm okay with Phase 4 Fury looking this way.
Phase 4 Fury. And it's also just like, is it Nick Fury? Is it the Skrulls? Something.
Right. We may never know.
I Am Groot coming out. Okay. What If Season 2, which we already got confirmed. The Watcher returns to meet new heroes and explore more strange new worlds in the multiverse. We know about the Guardians holiday special. We know about oh my God, Willow really started filming. Okay. This is really happening. We wanted to or not. Yeah, Warwick Davis and the cast of the Willow movie.
Also, Will, don't forget about Sneakerella.
Anyways, the helmet, the legacy of Boba Fett. Oh, what? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it at the end. Don't worry, we'll get back to that. Bullshit. Yeah, we're getting a special about Boba Fett. What legacy? What? The origins and legacy of Boba Fett. The fuck are you talking about? He was in the original trilogy for 30 minutes. And then he was in the and then he was in the prequel trilogy for 15 minutes. We thought his ass was dead for 40 years. And then he pops and starts beating niggas with a stick.
Right.
The stepdad. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, people just people like had a hard on for Boba Fett for years. Now he's finally doing something. I'm like, but there wasn't really much of him in the original thing in the first place. I'm like, what are you? Whatever.
I guess we should talk about the trailer to Book of Boba Fett. It looks good.
It was cool. It didn't really get me excited, but I'm like, it's a show.
It has me interested. I don't know if excited is the word. I'm just like, yeah, I want to see this. I want to see this more than Andor.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit about Andor.
I don't either. They were like, oh, I'm so hyped for Andor. I'm like, really? Why?
Who do you know?
That is really the spin-off they made of one of the people that died in Rogue One.
I'm like, spoilers.
I'd rather watch Willow.
Right. I'm like, I really could not care less about this dude that I saw die like not even 5 years ago. Why should I watch this? I don't know. Maybe they'll introduce other characters that we're supposed to care about later on.
Probably not. Anyways, Zootopia Plus, we know that's coming. Cars on the Road. That's some pictures. Owen Wilson.
They're really trying to push Cars.
Been trying to push that shit for over a decade. When
are they going to learn nobody gives a fuck about Cars? Nobody cares about that the worst Disney property. It's literally the worst Pixar movie.
Because the worst Pixar movie is Planes. It's a spin-off.
That's not Pixar. No, it's not. It's not Pixar though. It's not Pixar. Look it up. That's that discount Disney shit.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm not gonna waste the time. I believe you. That's something else we gotta talk about. The Lightyear teaser, which looks way better than it has any right to be, and I'm kind of bothered by it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hyped for it.
I'm like, why does it look so good? What the fuck? I'm like, right. I don't like that they keep putting out Toy Story property. It's one of those few franchises I can say has not had any bad entries, and I worry that with every new thing they do that they're pushing their luck. Like when they announced Toy Story 4, I'm like, you have a great trilogy, don't do it. And then I saw 4 and I'm like, okay, it's a very good movie. Please stop.
I got lucky this time.
Yeah, and it's just like four very good movies in a series. Star Wars has 9 and hasn't done that shit.
Shots fired.
And so it's like, and then it's like Lightyear, and I'm just like, it looks good. Oh, stop doing this to me. Like every time I go to see a new one, it stresses me out because I'm worried that one will not be good. Just because statistically, there's 3 Cars movies. You can only be so
good. And now a new show to go along with it. For the 5 Cars fans out there.
Right. That are, above the age of 10. Disenchanted, Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey return for the sequel to the hit film Enchanted, coming to Disney Plus in fall 2022. Damn, it couldn't even get a theater release? Straight to Disney Plus? Mm-hmm. All right. And next year, my simp spirit, I have to clock in my simp card again because Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff are doing another Cheaper by the Dozen movie. And just, I have to go see my wife do her little dancey dance with the boy from Scrubs. So,
well, you go do that. I'll stay over here. Let me know how it is.
Stay over there. Don't be like me.
They'll come for you too. They'll catch you simping when you least expect
it. Hocus Pocus 2 confirmed for next fall. The Sanderson sisters are back.
They're named the Sanderson sisters.
Hey, you didn't know that? That's what they're called. The Sanderson sisters.
Oh. Okay.
Ed Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathleen Najimy return. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that. Hocus Pocus is a certified hood classic. So, here's the weird one: The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Simon Pegg is back. I didn't know he was there to begin with as Buck in the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, an all new movie premiering January 28th on Disney Plus. Who was asking for more Ice Age movies?
Nobody. Not a single soul.
No child I know.
No child I know. No adult that I know. Because Ice Age literally. Let me fact check this real quick. When did the first Ice Age come out?
Like 2002.
I'm gonna say 2002. Ice Age, the movie, has to be 2002.
Gotta be.
Survey says 2002. It is 2002. Why do we still care about this? It's a 20-year-old property. Let it go. I mean, Grant, we
don't care.
You're right. But I mean, to be fair, we did just say Toy Story, but everybody loves Toy Story, so that's different.
Everybody loves Toy Story though.
There hasn't been a good Ice Age since the first one. There hasn't been a good one since the first one. Let it go.
High School Musical, the series is in season 3. Who's okay? Oh wait, there is something that we should talk about. We got our first teaser for Proud Family Louder and Prouder, which comes out next February.
Yes, we did.
It looks really good. The animation.
Yeah,
looks great.
Hyped on it.
The guests that they're getting for the show look really good. Carlos Mencia is one of the guests, which I'm just like, what the fuck? Where'd he come from?
Right. Out of obscurity.
Yeah, but it's like, Gabrielle Union, Lil Nas X, a bunch of other people. Like, it's still, animation looks great. Oh my God, it's Suge Knight. I'm like, damn, it's still funny. Lizzo, Cedric the Entertainer, Soleil Moon Frye, Leslie Odom Jr. It looks good. They got the original cast back. The only thing I really noticed is that Davidson, what's his name? Peter. Damn it, he's hilarious. Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davidson's voice definitely got deeper for Oscar Proud, just because it's been like 10 years. But other than that, everybody definitely sounds a little older. But other than that, it looks great. So I am definitely excited for that. We have the Baymax series coming out next summer. I'm sure I'll give it a watch.
It looks cool. The animation looks on par with the animation from the movie, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cute.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. We have that damn Chippendales Rescue Ranger reboot coming out.
Oh, I don't care.
Next spring. I care. I grew up with them motherfuckers, so I just got a deal, I guess.
I like John Mulaney and I like Andy Samberg, so maybe I'll check it out.
that casting just kind of like, yeah, okay.
You're gonna modulate the shit out of their voice anyway. So like, did you have to get a name actor? I don't know.
They keep doing it when they don't need it, but whatever. We're in a new adaptation of Spiderwick Chronicles, which we got one for the kids. So go ahead. We got. Wait, who's directing this? Oh yeah, Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio comes out next fall. Oof, this is certainly a cast. What the fuck? Oh my god, I don't know how I feel about this. Listen to this cast: Tom Hanks, Cynthia Erivo, Luke Evans, and the voices of Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Keegan-Michael Key, and Lorraine Bracco.
What is this for?
This is Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio remake.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the cast. Sure. I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, y'all trying to win Oscars here? Like, what's going on?
I'm just like, I think they had to get him because no one was really checking for a Pinocchio reboot, let alone a live action Pinocchio reboot.
I think we're gonna get 2 Pinocchio movies in the same year if they're both coming out at the same time.
Why? Oh,
but I'm more excited for the other one. You know who's doing the other one, right?
Who's doing the other one?
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, that's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna win all the Oscars. It's gonna be terrifying. It's gonna be like the actual book. Oh Jesus! I don't want to see. I don't want to see either one of these for completely different reasons.
But his is gonna be animated though. Like concept art came out for that one. Yeah.
Send me that. What is today? Peter Jackson is doing a Beatles docuseries. Skip. Mulaney and Andy Samberg look like evil twins of the same person. Hemsworth has a series coming out. So does Will Smith. Of course.
Oh yeah, the Hemsworth show looks interesting.
The Smith show looks interesting. I did not realize Disney owned that. Oh fuck. Okay. So that's Disney giving us the new West Side Story, again, America the Beautiful. All right. Oh, we're not there yet. No, we still got some other shit to talk about. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, blah blah blah. Okay. Talk about it now. Air Force One in the room. Gorilla. Bro, what the fuck was that shit you sent me? What was that?
That's what Disney's doing.
It felt racist. It felt racist. It felt mad racist. It looked like somebody was in a boardroom and said, "You know what black kids love? Hip hop and sneakers." Yes, but no. That's not the
Sneakerella. It's this black kid that loves making sneakers. I love how the trailer. My favorite thing about the trailer is they refuse to call them shoes. Like every time they refer to them, they say sneakers.
Right.
This sneakerella. Sneaker tease me. He gonna win her with the flyest shoes. He gonna get the girl with the. He gonna get the girl because he just make the best shoes. Full cap. Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
You know what the thing is? I fixed it in one sentence. Make him gay. It would have been great.
Would that make it better?
Huh?
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll hear you out. How does it make it better if he's gay?
I think it would have been better because one, it's empowering young kids to embrace themselves and their creativity. And then two, rather than him, it's simply, oh, boy pines after girl that he sees one time. So rather than it just be, oh, gender swap Cinderella, but with sneakers, it's, hey, let me learn to have a healthy friendship with a girl. It's a good life lesson. You don't gotta fuck everybody you hang out with of a different gender.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that make the princess the prince, and then the prince goes after him as the sneaker.
Oh no, I'm saying make the boy that's making the sneakers a gay kid that's following his dreams, and then he befriends the princess, but still is like maybe has to get away just because the curfew. Now that's bullshit that I wouldn't believe because it's 2021. Kids sneak out all the time. No, I don't believe that. Well, he's black. Never mind. He gets his ass whooped. But Yeah, no, it's just like maybe for another reason, like I don't. It's like I have to get home because I have to get ready to work a second job or something to help provide for my family. That's why, and it's like so it's hard for me to embrace my dreams because I have to like help take care of my loved ones. So it's a story, now it's about responsibility too, and how do you balance your responsibility with your dreams? I see, I did it. Wow, amazing! I made a better story in 2 seconds than, than Disney did with an entire team.
Go talk to him.
Need to hire me. I'm a fucking genius. But,
all right. Also, did you see what I sent you for the Pinocchio? Yeah,
this is ghoulish.
Look at the cast though.
The cast in this. Yeah, but what are your thoughts about Sneakerella while I look at this?
It looks mad corny.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. It looks so cheesy. It's so corny. Goofy. But it doesn't.
Some
I don't know if I'll check it out. Oh, exactly. Well, not in the good way.
I mean, it's on Disney Plus. You're not gonna on February 18th? You're not gonna put like, oh boy, Sneakerella's up. No.
It's on Disney Plus for a reason.
Right. It's like there's a reason this shit went straight to Disney Plus, straight to D Plus.
I mean, hey, kudos to those actors who getting work, but man, that is
I love to see like people of color working. Get your bag, black kids. But man, did it have to? I hope this opens doors for them. I hope they end up in Marvel movies and Star Wars and shit. I want them to achieve all of their acting dreams. I hope they got a good bag of this, because goddamn, why?
Because Disney understands the blacks. So that's why they made it. They're like, yes, we just want fair representation for the black children of America. Call it Sneakerella.
We remember the we're supposed to get those like African project collaborations with them.
Oh, is that not happening anymore? With the Black Panther stuff?
Oh no, yeah, that was some other news. Letitia.
Oh, that was another thing.
Letitia Wright got injured on set, but yeah, they were collaborating with like an African studio to make some African shows, not just Children of Blood and Bone. There's some other stuff too. Yeah, that was announced at like the D+ from last year. What the fuck is this story? Sorry, I'm looking at the Pinocchio thing too. Dark, twisted retelling of the famous Carlo Di fairy tale. Is that how you say it? Cario? Whatever you said. I'm Italian, I'm sorry. Fairy tale about a wooden puppet who comes to life and dreams of becoming a real boy. Takes place in the 1930s fascist Italy. What the shit? Pinocchio comes to life. He turns out not to be a nice boy, causing mischief and playing mean tricks. A story of love and disobedience as Pinocchio struggles to live up to his father's expectations.
Okay, so that's a very different movie.
This cast is absolutely fucking insane. Holy shit. This cast is nuts.
Right, that's what I was trying to tell you.
What the fuck? Only Guillermo del Toro could pull this off.
He's playing Pinocchio for some reason?
No, he's not.
He's not?
Gregory Mann.
Oh, my bad.
Is voicing Pinocchio.
Who is directing? Okay, so I'm looking up Sneakerella stuff right now. Ooh.
Who's directing it?
Elizabeth Allen Rosenbaum.
Ooh. Also, the Jim Henson Company is involved in this Pinocchio movie.
No, shut the fuck up. What? That's not what I was saying.
Oh. What did you find? Oh no.
Okay. So I was doing some research into Sneakerella. Here, I'm gonna send you who one of the writers is for Scarella. It has 3 writers. One of them is another white lady. The other one doesn't have a picture.
The director's a white lady. Oh my god.
The director's white lady. This is the one of the writers of Sneakerella. Hey, hold up. I'm gonna send this shit to you real quick.
This shit has 5 writers. How? How does it have 5 writers?
click that. Oh, you're looking at it right now? Of Sneakerella?
I looked it up on Wikipedia after I found her name.
Look on the Discord.
Oh shit! It's the nigga that made Wait! He worked on Juice! Wait. Oh, he was an actor in them shits. Oh my god.
He was an actor in My Wife and Kids.
He was a director on My Wife and Kids.
He wasn't the director of it. He directed some episodes.
I'm saying he was a director.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was in Juice. He was in Eddie. He was in New York Undercover. He was on My Wife and Kids. Wait. Bruh. Oh my god. It's Junior.
Yeah. That's why I was dying. I was like, this motherfucker?
I can't do this no more, man. I can't do this.
From My Wife and Kids to Sneakerella.
No, I can't. Can't do it, bro.
Did he work on Bebe's Kids?
That's Thugaboo that you're looking at.
Oh, Thugaboo. Okay, I forgot about Thugaboo. Was that a show or a movie?
I think they were like TV movies.
Oh, okay.
Either that or I'm thinking Wayne's Head. I can't do this.
Thugaboo. You know the subtitles of Thugaboo?
What was it?
The full title is Thugaboo, Sneaker Madness. And this man can't give up sneakers. This man clearly loves his
can't do this,
sneakers.
Bro. Can't do this anymore.
I'm tired.
I don't think you understand. I'm tired.
I'm detergent.
I was finding out that Junior is a writer on Sneakerella, one of 5 writers that Sneakerella has. That was exhausting to find out. You got any more about the Disney shit before we go on to? I guess it's gonna be our last topic. I don't know. Did you want to talk about Spider-Man and Avengers? He looks.
It looks weird. It's okay.
He moves too slow.
They didn't show any gameplay footage, did they?
No, but his voice is too high, and his movement in the trailer was too slow. I'm like, why is he so fucking slow? Tom Holland in real life moves faster than the video did.
Wasn't it in slow-mo though?
No, it was regular speed. It was just slow when he was beating their ass.
Damn, he's taking his time.
Why? You're a superhero. Whoop their ass.
Whoop their ass, damn it.
Yeah, beat their candy ass. Slight side note. I didn't know that there's a show about first ladies coming out, which has Viola Davis as Michelle Obama, and she looks just like her. It's very funny.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. Oh, he does move mad slow. What is this?
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
He's taking his time. What is this, practice?
Because here's the thing. We've seen Tom Holland do actual gymnastics. And he's faster than that.
He's trying to get his form right.
What form?
He's practicing his form. Whoa. Or, you know what's also it is? Is that these goons punching mad slow as well. That's what makes it worse.
Things so damn slow.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yo, bro, did you I know we're about to talk about Eternals, but did you are you caught up on Insecure?
Yes. Do you want to talk about Insecure for a second?
I'm down to talk about it for a little bit. How you feeling about the season so far?
I mean, speaking of moving slow, it's not bad, but it is slow. I think episode 3 so far is the most like engaged I've felt with it.
Because you love Lawrence.
I didn't say all that. I do enjoy Lawrence as a character. It was an interesting because it led to a lot of interesting thoughts of me figuring out because like I was seeing both of their perspectives on it.
Yeah.
But it led
I
to
thought
like,
Lawrence was tripping at first, but then I was like, oh, she's tripping too.
Yeah, so, like but, they were both kind of tripping, and then you get to the end and you're just like, yeah, they got communication issues. So, and there was still the part of me that's just like, I mean, to be fair, he really didn't want to have this baby. Because if I was in that position, I don't look, man. Let's keep it $150. Like, you know, you get that call, you're in fucking. It's like, so I'm pregnant, huh? Who pregnant? Michelle pregnant again? You having babies? No, it's yours, huh? What? Who? Nigga? Huh? I don't know what the fuck I do. I'll probably scream, cry.
Shit, I do all the above. I went through that. I went through that feeling of thinking I was going to be your dad. I know what Lawrence went through, except he had to go through it all the way.
Fucking yeah, it's like I don't know what the fuck no. Pregnancy scares are no joke. And then for her to be like, no, I always wanted a baby. You don't have to be present. It's like, well, because here's the thing: there's no win in that. Either you take care of a baby that you never wanted, or you're an absent asshole dad. Congratulations, You're the dick.
Yeah,
Dad, why didn't you ever
it was a kind of unfair position.
It's like I didn't want you to exist. Honestly, you can't tell a kid that,
right?
Man, you weren't supposed to be here. You were supposed to be in a sock or in a throat.
I think I was surprised that he still moved to San Francisco, even in spite of the fact that he was having the kid. I would have felt like my life was over at that point. Like my life belonged to that kid for the next 18 years.
True. But I think for him, he's like, well, I don't, and that was what we also kind of saw is he didn't want to slow down his life because of a kid that wasn't really supposed to be here in the first place. And to be fair, he was making more money there anyways.
He was true.
It's like
fucking whoever that was, he was getting down with. I wonder if that was a different girl from the beginning of the episode.
I think it was.
I feel like it was. Lawrence living his best life. Yeah, he's living his best life being part-time dad.
And that's what led to that dichotomy. Because even I was feeling a little bit weird with seeing Lawrence like hook up with this girl, spread out all in his bed, and then you see Condola on the toilet. Just like, man, I'm not even a huge like Condola stan or whatever, but did feel a little bit. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, she's going through it.
Yeah,
I'm like
what is like? What do you
choose to have the baby?
Yeah, because it's just like what it's like. I don't. I guess to an extent I understand because like yeah, you're getting older. Your time to have a child, if you want a child, is running out. But having a child, the man that doesn't want to have a child probably isn't the best person to have a child with or co-parent with. There's still probably going to be some sense of resentment there. Like, so I just kind of wound up feeling bad for both of them. It's like, I found a donor, sis? Or?
Yeah, I found a new man who likes babies.
Too. Yeah, so there's, I don't know. It's, I think that's what makes episode 3 interesting is it's complex. I think the opening to the season was solid.
Because they went to Harvard, and then like Issa was trying to figure out her life, and then at the end of the episode,
Harvard
her
or
and Lawrence officially broke up. Stanford, you're right, Stanford. Yeah, they were there. She's trying to figure out her life. Everyone thought Kelly was dead, and then the second episode, I was shocked because but they did a whole ass year time jump.
Yeah,
they skipped forward a whole year.
But that also makes things make a little bit of sense. Especially when you get to like the second episode and her and so she's
Nathan.
put her business out there, making plans with Nathan, putting Sophie was in the episode as this like up and coming artist while she's trying to sell her business. That was another thing that kind of, and I also like listening to some conversation about it, is so far there's no easy answers for like problems that arise, and I guess that's a lot of the reality of real life.
Yeah,
because like when she was telling what was his name? It was something cool. What was the name of his project? Do you remember?
no, I don't.
Well,
whose project?
The artist dude.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Whatever
he didn't want to compromise his vision. It was like the fashion show thing, right?
Yeah, because he didn't want to compromise his vision, and he called her a sellout. And it was like, bro, like I'm not trying to sell out, but it's like I gotta listen to them if I want to keep this reputation, so I can keep doing events like this. Again, it's
right. You got to compromise a little bit somewhere.
Yeah, it's like it's a twofold thing. And he called her a sellout. I'm like, I don't get the sellout. It's like her first opportunity where she got enough funding to do this, and can't like, say, hey, I'm going to take your notes. Hey, I'm going to listen to your notes. Hey, I'm going to throw out all the notes. Because then it's like, okay,
right.
Well, how do we trust you to handle money if you don't listen to us? It's like that makes me look like an asshole because you didn't listen. I was supposed to tell you.
And I feel like I feel like in a worse written show that it would be like, yeah, he's right. You can't compromise your vision because you got to be true to yourself. And it would be like he'd be the hero or like from his perspective. But no, I think the beautiful thing about Insecure is like it's a lot more complex with that, both in its storytelling, its plotting, and its characters. Yeah. And luckily it worked out for her. But
right, it could have very easily gone south. But damn, like with the fact that it worked out, even surprise, and I guess that's what helps kind of keep you on your toes. Is it's like it did work out, and that was a surprise. But
so what was I'm trying to figure out what was the show's lesson in that moment though? Was it trying to say that you should take those risks and be bold and be yourself, or was it just a matter of her getting lucky? Because this is like what a couple weeks removed, and my memory is not like fantastic.
Right. I feel like it might have been a bit of both. But I think what stood out very strongly to me was in that first episode where they had her on the panel and she was giving the speech, and I definitely was like watching that and putting myself if I was in that position, looking back at like my college experience like 10 years later, which is a very weird thing to think about because that'll be coming up like next year. Like what are the things that you would tell yourself 10 years ago? And Issa is in a weird place where career future teeters on like the success of where it goes, and also knowing that failure could literally be around the corner. Now, I think what also leads kind of back into the title of her being insecure is, and still the awkward black girl is, I think the core of her message was good, but her delivery of it, because of who she is, was poor. So it flopped when she tried to say it out loud because she doesn't have confidence or security in what she does to be able to tell other people that like you have to understand risk and know that you may not have everything figured out by the time you think you're supposed to have it figured out, because she doesn't have it figured out.
No,
the way it came out was just like really bad. It was just like cricket, so
yeah. Also the end of the episode was like super real. Like they were like making out, and then like she starts crying. And she starts buzzing up like ugly crying too. It's like I'm not ready. I was like, damn, I've never seen that in a show or movie either. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. I was like, yeah, that's some real life shit right there. Like, like I've seen that before. Shit.
And Nathan was about ready to dip too. He's like, yeah, I should go. Oh, you don't want to stay tonight? You know, it's a long drive. He's like, a word? A word? Word? The Easter cheekies?
Right. He's trying to use. He was ready.
She started crying, and he says, "So, I'm gonna just roll over, just go to sleep."
Right. Yeah. We'll talk about this in the morning, maybe.
Right. Which, in all fairness, she did just break up with Lawrence a little bit before, because she broke up with him at the end of the first episode.
Well, then they did a year time jump though, so it's been a year for her.
Between the episodes?
Yes, bro. They did the.
Oh,
she
I thought it was
broke up,
between
and then it was a year.
Oh.
Bro, no, the first episode of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take. Yeah.
Oh,
it's been a year since that happened.
Is putting the pieces together. This is mad wild now. Okay.
Yeah, no, she broke up with Lawrence. Would be like they had that conversation. She went to Stanford, and when she got back from Stanford, they broke up. Then a year time jump, because she was just starting the block when she went to Stanford, and then she now has 13K, so which means has a little bit of clout, has something going for her in that time since the Stanford thing.
Right.
Also, shout out to Molly's new look, because she was like, new season, new me.
Right.
Whole new haircut.
No boyfriend.
About to be in the Dormelage.
She fucked that up.
Yep. Maybe she'll end up with that. Some of the writing felt a little corny to me, like the in that second episode. Like what was the scene where she was like trying to show Issa the guy her mom wanted him to hook up with, and she was like that's his daddy. Show me him, Molly. Show me him. I was like, that felt like a sitcom.
I'm like, damn. Okay, yeah, I low key felt bad for the dude. He was really trying. He's like, oh, I like to make gospel versions of popular rap songs. I'm like, please don't. And they played
right.
Like,
you just need. Yeah, I was like, he corny. He mad corny. He's nice, but he's mad corny.
God bless him. He was trying, but he was failing.
He was. Both of those things.
Yep.
Both of those things, indeed. But yeah, we got our insecure out the way.
Yeah. I'll talk about Eternals.
I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's with the moment they've been waiting for.
Okay.
We haven't talked about it at all.
We've talked very, very limitedly about it. So I saw it. I guess basically yesterday. By the time we were recording this, I've
seen it twice now.
Oh wow! Okay, brave, bold.
I need to be sure.
So, yeah, full spoilers for Eternals. I think it's good. It's not mind blowing. It's not gonna like knock your socks off in the theater. But I think it's good. I think really enjoyed the cast, and I really enjoyed the cinematography, and I think the world building was nice for the most part. It certainly gave me more interest in some of the Eternals characters to maybe even make me consider picking up like their current run. But I thought it was good.
I have complex feelings about this movie because
I am bewildered
on one hand
by the responses, because there's a lot of people there.
It's very polarizing.
I'm just like, really? This? Like, it's fine. It's good.
It's fine, but the thing that makes me upset about it is that I think coming out of the first time I saw it, I kind of left just like, oh, okay, that was a movie. And then, people like hating on it, or people like absolutely loving it. And I think the thing for me about this movie is the fact that its inherent plot and the sheer volume of characters doesn't support. I feel like conceptually, this story should be incredible. But I think what the problem is that Chloe Zhao made a 2 hour and 40-minute version of what should have been an 8 to 10 episode HBO series. Because I feel like with that, you really get the time to explore each character, their dynamics, their history with one another. Because I feel like, yeah, you got to see a little bit of Cersei and you got to see a little bit of Icarus, you know, their dynamic, but you don't get to see why they love each other. It was a very kind of old school, kind of almost Adam and Eve type of relationship. Like, oh, you're a man, you're a woman. I think you're pretty. Let's have relations. And they just did that for 2,000 years or 3,000 years or 5,000 years. Even though some of the time shit didn't make sense in this movie, because sometimes it'd be like, we've stopped doing it for 5 centuries and we broke up 2,000 years ago. I'm like, okay, so that means we're all just continuing to fight crime separately for like 1,500 years. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, they were probably just living. Remember, the deviants didn't pop up after that last fight in, what was it, Mesopotamia or some shit? And then they didn't pop up again until like 2020. So I would have liked to see more Ajax, because I feel like the second time watching it, I realized that Ajax talks about, she's been doing this for millions of years, right? And she talks about how she's seen humanity grow and change and fight and love one another. But yet, on my second viewing, I realize she never has a single scene with any humans in the movie. Only other Eternals. So you don't get to actually see her talk to any humans or experience humans. Or like anyone she's come across in her eons of being there. And I feel like with a show, you really would have gotten the chance to explore that, her relationship with, like, shit, this woman lives on a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere by herself. Like, how you gonna tell me you love humanity? I think that's
you live in South Dakota.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that's the first step, South Dakota. But no, that's a fair point, because she would not just with her being the leader. And I think Salma Hayek does a good job at performing that, because it's very, he's very motherly. Yeah, very motherly and stern, but you are right. She doesn't really interact with any other humans, which is ironic, because she's the one that's like, well, no, we have to push against our orders to protect the humans because they're special. It's like, well, we probably should have seen that.
The second time I saw it with my friend and his girlfriend, who aren't really in the movie world like that. My friend liked it well enough, but his girlfriend said she liked it because it reminded her of like cheese movies that she likes to watch. Like, it reminded her of Percy Jackson, which I kind of right. No, she's like, I like it like a cheesy kind of way. So she liked it like one of those like trash movies you watch on like a rainy day kind of thing. And I think but to her, that was a good thing. But I think for me, this movie was like Percy Jackson in the way that these gods were living amongst men, and like these gods were literally gods amongst men, living throughout the centuries in these mortal bodies, mixed with Westworld. And I feel like they really could have just explored the dichotomy of these beings that have been around since the beginning of man, influencing man and living amongst man, while in and of themselves, while being gods, have a higher religious god that they serve as well, and in those thousands of years have to deal with their conflict of faith, not knowing when Arishem's going to let them go home, seeing the trials of Sprite and her thousands of years of being a child, seeing Icarus's detachment from humanity, seeing Kingo's ego and how that manifests, and his trials or whatever, seeing Thastos' story, seeing how he goes from wanting to help humanity to losing faith in them to then getting married to having a family with a man and a child who he knows is going to outlive and outgrow them. Like, it doesn't make sense for him to do that.
Thastos probably has the most complicated one, because he has the appearance of a black gay man who just had to watch all of history that has involved not just black people, but gay people. And then you are the both. You're a black gay space robot in an interracial relationship. So another check in the box. So it's just like
and seeing
acting like shit sweet. Bro, you had to watch Slavery, bro. Like there was no fucking way you were like.
Well, granted, we don't know what part of the world he was in, but yeah, it was happening while he was.
You weren't not on any continents. You might have been in Asia during that shit. It hit 1700. You started seeing some boats hit the coast. You said, "I should take a trip." Gonna make me a little boat with a motor in it and hang out in Japan for a little bit. How that goes?
I think. Yeah, man. I think.
I guess it's implied he also contributed to the nukes that went off.
Nagasaki, he's in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Yeah,
which I'm just like, oh, that has some things to it.
Yeah, and I like I said, I like all the characters that we got. I just wish that for the type of characters we're supposed to believe they've gone from to who they are today, I don't know if we've gotten enough for their journeys to be believable or fleshed out in a way. And I feel like a series really would have helped them, especially with how long they've lived, with their religious struggling with their purpose. You know, like what the fuck has Icarus been doing for 7,000 years? We don't know. All we know is that he loves Cersei and that he believes in Arishem. We never see what he does outside of that. Yeah,
which is funny because I of my takeaways, maybe just performance wise, I really, really enjoyed Icarus.
I did too. I just sort of liked to know what they were doing. Also, another thing that I felt like a lot of people say this doesn't feel like an MCU movie. For me, it does. You know, granted, it has like the godly stuff, but you know, Kingo's definitely that MCU stand-in character. And I feel like what this movie is also missing was the fact that it could have shown how these characters were, because they were showing like stuff in history, but nothing that was directly involved with the MCU or the things we've seen. And the MCU's history is already expansive without the Eternals being involved. Right. We could have seen how they were reacting to the fucking the Thanos thing or the Battle of New York, and like them having to stand by wherever they are throughout the world. Like, those motherfuckers really could have used Icarus in the Battle of New York. Like, come on.
So I was surprised that they didn't mention the fact that Thanos would be some sort of relative to them.
Because he's an Eternal.
Isn't he like half Eternal with like a deviant?
He's an Eternal with a deviant gene,
which is like, and I know that's a loaded, state. It's like, what the fuck does that? Yeah, isn't he like half human, half Eternal with a deviant gene? Which is like that is a loaded ass, biology. It's like, how the fuck does that even happen?
I see people online being upset about the fact that the Eternals didn't do anything for the Thanos snap. But to me, it didn't bother me because one of two things. Well, I think with the Eternals not seeing each other for so long, go long bouts of periods of time, I'd have to imagine, at least this is what my headcanon is that they perceive time differently than humans do.
That makes sense. And especially with how we have the space dementia.
Yeah, with the space dementia, and then like Thena's reaction after not seeing her brothers and sisters for like thousands of years, being like, "Hello, like what the fuck are you doing here?" type of thing after not seeing them for so long. Like so it must have not felt that long to you. I don't know. Also,
I think that actually does make sense. Is like the way you interpret time is different when you're functionally immortal.
Yeah, and I feel like Arishem has to be some form of omnipresent for him not to get involved in the Thanos crisis.
Because he definitely saw that shit, and then he saw the snap. He's like, "God damn it! All right, I got to make some new plans." Son of a bitch! Like, he probably
it didn't stop him.
He's like,
right, but like it didn't stop the growth of life, but it slowed it down for 5 years. But for someone who lives millions of years, 5 years is like 2 seconds. I'd have to imagine. But also the fact that if he is omnipresent, he would have to be aware of the fact that the Avengers were going to bring everybody back, which would accelerate the process of the emergence. But then if he was also omnipresent, he would have to know that the Eternals were going to betray him.
So is he omnipresent?
I would think so. I would have to think he would be.
I didn't really take him as omnipresent. I just took him as like a because there's also other Celestials too. He wasn't the only one. He was just like the leader.
Or was this his sector? Was this his galaxy? I can't remember how it was. Like, do they the Eternals are they in charge of each galaxy or each universe?
I mean, I just I think they all have like different planets and shit that they focus on. Okay. I mean, especially with the post credits, which something just now clicked as I'm looking at Wikipedia, and now I'm very annoyed that I didn't pick up on it. You know, because like we're full spoilers anyways. Eros shows up, so there's and they kind of allude to the fact that there's other Eternals out there, so it's not just like these 8 or whatever. You know, and Eros is Thanos' brother, so it's like, you know, it doesn't seem limited that it's only these 8 that are making all the Celestials. There's several moving out and about in different places. You know, I'm just like looking at the guy. How do you feel about?
Yeah,
I do agree with you that it would have absolutely benefited from being more of a long form series. Still under Zhao's direction. You know, I think the direction of it is fine. Not even
the directing is fine. The acting is fine. The directing is good. The acting is good. The action is good.
Quite enjoyed the I think what would have worked, because like I will say this, the Icarus heal caught me off guard. There are a couple things that did actually surprise me a little bit. Icarus turn caught me off guard. Sprite, I kind of, but only because I had like seen old leaks that were saying that Sprite was going to betray for the reason that she did. I don't remember reading about the Icarus one.
Okay, that's another thing about the Eternals. I felt like in a long form series, the whole reveal. I feel like in a long term series, the fact that their mom knew the entire time what their mission was and didn't tell them. Yeah. I feel like that would fuck up their faith in their mom, but two, I feel like it'd have to make things a lot more emotionally complicated for Sprite, knowing that the man that she loved killed her mother figure.
Mommy Salma Hayek.
Because she was like weeping when Ajak died. And now the man that she loves killed her. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it was just too cut and dry.
But I think also adding to what you're saying is we could have built up more of the whole thing, because that is something that I think was probably, I will say, felt like it was lacking a little bit, was Sprite's love for Icarus, because they said it but they didn't show it. That was very
okay. Now that you're saying that, so now that I've seen it twice and knowing what I know now, knowing what I'd known the first time I watched it, Icarus is pretty consistent throughout. He's very much for Arishem. And Sprite, every time she sees Icarus, she's like, Icarus, like love, huggy, lovey-dovey. And when they get married and it shows the shot of all of them, she's the only person not smiling. She's like, has like a scowl on her face. So they show it. It's not overt, but it's definitely throughout the movie. Yeah. Okay. You just don't notice it until the second time.
I guess because of because, you know, the movie has to be compressed a little bit. It's not as drawn attention to as
it's not as overt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more subtextual.
And that's not bad. You know, I guess that definitely does contribute to I guess I wish it had more of a point, because I guess for the average person it feels like it comes out of nowhere just because there's so much going on. Maybe if it had a little bit more room to breathe, those moments might have stood out a little bit more, even if they were subtextual.
Also, having seen it twice, something that doesn't quite make sense, like you can put the pieces together, but it's definitely something the movie should have laid out clearly, is the fact that the Eternals are put on Earth to hunt the Deviants. The Deviants are put on Earth to simply hunt predators, but then for some reason they evolved to just start killing everything. Right?
Yeah.
So why is it that in the modern day, the Deviants now start hunting the Eternals? They never state why they're doing it. Because their purpose is just
they directly mentioned that. I'm assuming I could only assume it's because the Eternals are now the apex predator.
But then they
like humans can't fuck them up, but Eternals.
If they're the apex predator, no, I feel like deviants were around at a time where man was very, very simple. Now that deviants are back, I feel like there's a bunch of threats that they would have their prime objective to be centered at, like the Avengers, like Doctor Strange, like Thor, you know. But I feel like with a threat like that, also I never got,
and maybe they were building up to that. Maybe the deviants didn't, make it to, well, because they were also pretty simple too, because they were just more animalistic than before the what was his name, Crow.
Yeah, and I wish I thought that was such an interesting twist with Crow, or like when he gained consciousness, but then they didn't do anything with it. He just got murdered.
And it was definitely building up to this kind of parallel idea of like who's the hero and who's the villain in a game of survival, especially because they were created by the same master with just adjacent purposes. Like they were literally made as enemies of one another.
And the Eternals were literally damage control.
Yeah, they were hunters for the deviants, and the deviants were just supposed to help whatever planet they're on evolve quicker, and then they just kind of got out of RSM's control. I'm like, really, bitch? You can't stop some little space lizards from just fucking
you can't just take them off of, you can't just take them off of Earth like you did the Eternals at the end of the movie? Like, you telling me you can't just do that?
They're like fleas, bro. Like, whatever. It doesn't like irk the shit. Like, I'll say that I do want to get this out. I don't like Druig, and he has objectively one of the best powers, and I could not stand him the whole movie because he was so fucking smug and pretentious. I kind of wish he was the one that had betrayed them.
It seemed like they were going that way, but also I would have also liked to know what he was doing the whole time. Because like, why was he in that small village just chilling? We never get any sort of reasoning as to why.
What I inferred is that he just was essentially making a small utopia of some local, and if he's in South America, that's probably some pretty area that probably doesn't have the most stabilization. So he probably just took over their mind and said, "Look, we're going to have a peaceful community."
Also,
no, I didn't.
Remember that scene where Icarus and Cersei are standing like in the between rocks or whatever, and then Icarus says something, and she's like, "You're learning their language," but they're speaking English. Yeah. I was like, is that them trying to infer that the Eternals created English? Because they don't speak the home language, but they're speaking English.
True,
as far as we understand it. I'm like,
they might have taught him English. Or maybe it's English to us, but they're actually speaking their alien language. I don't know. I'm very upset that Gilgamesh died because he is one of the best characters.
I didn't feel shit when he died. Both times I saw it,
bro. He was the fucking heavy man. Maybe just because
he was the heavy.
I really like Don Lee in this. I really want.
I
wish Druig would have died. Just like keep Gilgamesh, because I think Gilgamesh and Thena were like a great pair of. I think that's an interesting idea too, of like maintaining a strong relationship with somebody that you love and care for, while they're essentially going through like dementia and reliving fights of memories of things that you don't even know. Like that's another really interesting story there. And then it's just like, well, he dies so Crow can evolve, which had they done more with Crow, it would have probably been more meaningful. But yeah, it's like, yeah, Gilgamesh wound up being a little bit more comic relief than I think I wanted him to. But yeah, I would have wanted to see more stories of like Gilgamesh and Thena bonding as like two big warriors, which like Angelina Jolie was eaten in this movie, bro. She was oof.
Yeah, she didn't get a lot to do character wise, but like I got her gist. You know, she was a badass warrior she was sentimental.
Simple. And she inspired a simple Athena.
Character. Yeah, exactly.
I quite enjoyed Makari. the upcoming Flash movie, if it's not like this, I don't want it. Just sad because she wasn't in it that much. That was also the thing that I had texted y'all about, is me realizing, which dope, we got the deaf representation. I'm happy that the Eternals just know sign language and communicate with her, and she can also sense vibrations. I didn't realize that. I don't think I've heard a deaf person yell. When it happened in the movie, I'm just like, oh fuck! Like, it's one of those things that kind of takes you out because you don't realize what occurred until it happens. It's like, yeah. There were two specific moments that gave me a like slight laugh pause. There was that, which gave me more pause than laugh. Then this other part where I fucking lost it. It's the scene where Sprite is giving her big old speech. It's like, you can't stop it. What's going to happen is going to happen. And just fucking Druid minks her in the back of the head. Just knocks her out. And I was with my friend, and we were fucking hollering. I'm like, that's so funny. That's what your ass get. Talking shit. Long ass speeches, then just boom, knocked her right out. And I'm like, this is the funniest shit. Most of the humor in the movie worked for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It did for me too.
Nothing really felt like it overstayed its welcome. You know, Fastos having a drier sense of drier sense of humor versus Kingo's a little bit more boisterous and out there. I think it was fun. I think so yeah, I enjoyed Kingo's character. Sprite just basically reminded me of Loki, down to her damn costume color being green, which I'm wondering if that's because like Kingo's met Thor. So
Kingo, he's older than Thor. He he's played with Thor when he was a child.
He doesn't answer my calls. Like, bitch, wait a minute. What? That's interesting.
Right. I'm like, show us more of that. Show us that dynamic.
Yeah,
Thor's just chilling on Earth when he was a kid. Is that what you're trying to say? Just go to Midgard from time to time?
There's definitely like a couple odd considerations of just like, if you're building all of these Eternals, why would you give them different power sets or abilities? You know, why would one be deaf? Why would you make one literally have the body of a child? The only reason I could think of for the child thing is potentially if you're like humanoid planets, having someone that looks younger may be more appealing to like the concept of generational youth. Just like younger people will probably go to the younger one. That's the only kind of idea I can think of. It's like, oh, they're like me. Regardless of planet. It's like, oh, that is the young version of whatever they are. So maybe that is where I can connect. Because she seems safer, quote unquote.
Yeah. Also, they said something about the rings, like because when they had to do the Unimind, they had to connect using the rings that he was originally going to use. At first, I thought that was connection to Shang-Chi, but then they ended up not using that. But they did say that
really
they
interesting
used
if that was where the powers came from of the rings. If it came from the Eternals.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But they said that when they connect to the Unimind, that they give up their cosmic energy or something to that fact. Something to that effect. So I'm like, okay, so they're gonna explain that's how these fucking actors are gonna age from here on out because they can't keep up that they haven't aged a day thing anymore because obviously they're not that in real life. And then I'm sure Sprite's gonna be in the future of Eternals, and obviously she's gonna look older every time we see her. So I'm like, I wonder if that was their smart way of keeping them in the MCU but allowing them to age without it being a question.
Maybe.
And
that depends if they end up keeping the bracelets, which they might. Especially with how the end of the.
But no, I don't think they need the bracelets. I don't think they need the bracelets for that to be in effect.
Because they don't have to. Which I thought they were putting the Celestial to sleep. They killed it. Like, oh
yeah.
They
turned it to marble,
and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Now that's just in the middle of the ocean, just a big marble god. Which that's
that has
very
to have an effect.
Yeah, that
also you shouldn't be able to see that from space. Like when Icarus looked back at Earth, I'm like, you should have been able to see that shit.
I mean, when they showed it, it was above the cloud. The planet saw it. When Arsham showed up,
Right. I'm like, that has to be like an Avengers level thing. Like that would make the Avengers be like, and like get together or something like that.
Like Hawkeye looks
Like-
outside and says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay in the crib today. Fuck that."
Right.
I can't shoot
I'm gonna deal with these gangsters in New York real quick.
Arrows
That's
can't
above my
fuck
pay
with that.
grade. Right.
And of course, like all of the references to Icarus as well as their names. Like, nigga literally flies into the sun. Which kind of made me disappointed because I think Icarus was one of my favorites. I think I might have liked him the most.
Maybe he's not dead.
I don't know, man. He's not Superman. Like just because they called him Superman, and he made a great. He was a really good Superman in this movie.
He was. I mean, the only thing, to my knowledge, the only thing that can kill Eternals is deviance. So maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just chilling there in the sun.
No, because remember, Cersei got stabbed by that knife, and she's like, "Oh,
but no, she didn't.
Oh shit!
But that didn't.
Oh, but that didn't. Oh, I'm dead."
No, but that didn't kill her. But and also, she wasn't trying to kill her when she did that. She was just trying to slow her down because that's why she made all the volcanoes around her, so she wouldn't know which direction to go. She wasn't trying to kill Cersei.
Oh man, she looked like she was really going through with that knife.
She did, though. She really did.
Because I'm just like, yeah, because I'm like, really a knife? It's like also, our armor isn't blade proof.
Right. How'd you feel about Kingo not even being in the finale? He just dipped out. He was like, I ain't fighting y'all. Deuces.
So I didn't realize it till someone texted me and just said, it's like, and then Kingo dipped at the end. I'm like, wasn't in the finale. But I'm also like, I mean, we couldn't do much. I don't know. It doesn't bother me because I think somebody had to take his homeboy back.
Oh yeah,
my man's Karun.
The valet
Karun was cool. Like Karun, he was cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he represented humanity.
Which I think Kingo wasn't there just because he had just given up. Because didn't he say he's like, I'll just see you on the next planet? I think he had just given up, so he wasn't really caring. But he just basically said, "Fuck it, the Earth is doomed. Wherever we go next, I'll just link up with y'all there." So it is kind of consistent with what he was saying. So it's like, is it odd that he didn't show up? Yeah, because you usually expect all the characters in the climax, but there is an explanation there that kind of makes sense. Is that he gave up on Earth?
Yeah, it was consistent with what he was saying, but it also felt strange to me because the guy who had a dynasty of like being a film actor and like embellishing it or indulging in his ego, for him to be the person that's like, yeah, Amersham should destroy Earth and that's our purpose, felt a little strange to me. For him to be that voice. But then again, I guess someone else pointed out to me, he's been around for thousands of years, and like the movie thing's only been going on for like a fraction of that.
It's the 20s.
So, right.
Like just now, maybe a century.
Yeah, exactly. Out of the thousands of years he's been living. So I'm like, okay, I guess that kind of tracks. But yeah, I think it would have been better had it been a series rather than a movie. Also, Pip the Troll looked horrendous.
Yeah, there are two effects that look god awful in this movie. There are a couple moments in the movie where that was what we were talking about before. Is there are moments when the movie looks absolutely gorgeous and stunning. In terms of lighting, visuals, there are moments where the movie looks absolutely beautiful. There are two specific moments that look fucking awful. One, goes plane. Two, Pip the Troll. Which I guess we can talk about the credit scenes. So I got the Star Fox thing. So I saw it in a leak. Didn't want to believe it because I'm like, that's a choice. And then it got spoiled for me like Tuesday by scrolling through. Remember that artist I sent you earlier, the one that has that weird version of Tom Holland? And he also has done those other Spider-Man drawings and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he was the one that spoiled Eros being in the movie. I'm like,
no.
He's just like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see. And it was like Sunday or Monday. I'm like, fuck, god damn it! Like, I'm like, this is a weird way to get that spoiled. Fucking an Instagram artist.
That's why you always got to see the movie the day it comes out, bro, because the internet doesn't give a fuck.
I was not running to see Eternals, and you know that. I was not in the.
That's why I always see them opening day, because I'm like, I know I'm going to get spoiled if I don't.
Yeah,
it's like
things I want to see. But I'm not. I wasn't like. I was upset, but that's the thing though. It's just like I'm not expecting a mid-credit scene, like stuff from the movie. Okay, like, oh my god, I can't believe Gilgamesh got kilted. We're just like, oh my god, Kit Harington with the ebony blade. Speaking of blade, yeah, we'll get to that in a sec.
The Arrows thing literally got spoiled for me the night of the premiere.
God damn
some
it.
some asshole on Twitter, literally you Google Eternals, like, and like not even first reactions, just Eternals, and then the when you Google it, it automatically shows the Twitter responses to the movie, and like the fourth one, don't even have to scroll. Like, wow, Eros is in this movie as Star Fox. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I could have just like, not said it. Like, it's not even out yet. It comes out in 2 weeks. Like, shit.
It was a 2-minute scene, and like after the movie's up, bro, fuck you twice. Like, what also got me is Patton Oswalt voicing Pip the Troll. Again, agreed. He looked absolutely horrendous. So hopefully the next time we see the Eternals, he'll look much better. But yeah, I was like, I heard the voice. I'm like, that's Patton Oswalt. All right, yeah, I'm glad he's getting work. You know, loved his. He's getting in Marvel a lot. You know, he's having a big year. He did MODOK.
He did
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
So yeah, Eros is in the movie played by Harry Styles. I haven't seen 1917, so I don't know his acting capability. Was it 1917 that he was in? No, it was the Christopher Nolan one, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's 1917. You're right. Him and Druig were in that movie. I think the guy who played Druig was the star of that movie.
Yeah. I don't like his face, bro. Looks like a Gucci brand version of Ezra Miller. I don't like his face. Oh, you got your Great Value brand? Yeah, this is the Gucci brand version. I hated this nigga's face the whole movie. Oh my god. Oh man, every time he was on screen, I'm like, ooh, I want to beat your ass. God damn, I want to fight you. Both fists. Face. Just like, oh. Not even a bad actor.
This man didn't do nothing. He was a great actor.
He was a very good actor. Everybody was good in this movie, but I don't like his face. I don't like his haircut. Something about people that look like that. I don't know what it is. It rubs me all the wrong way. It sets off my like fuckboy alarms, and it's just like, I gotta fight you. I gotta put the paws on you. The pistol paws. Pat.
The pistol paws. The pat.
So yeah, and we have the mid-credit scene, then the post-credit scene of Dane Whitman, you know, opening up his case of whoop ass to reveal our first look at the ebony blade, which they talked about earlier, but it's like, is that the ebony blade? Excalibur. Angelina Jolie had 17 lines in this movie, and she performed them all perfectly. Also, you know, they have fucking Excalibur on their ship. That's awesome. Yeah, Dane opens up his like fabled family, because I'm just like, yeah, bro, a sword versus the big nightmare god that appeared in the echoes of space around the planet. The sword's gonna fuck him up. Okay. So I did know this. You know how there was somebody that was like, you sure you want to do that? That was Mahershala Ali as Blade. So this is our first appearance of Blade. I didn't know that.
Literally,
like,
that got spoiled for me like 2 hours before I went to see the movie.
Bro, are you serious?
Dead ass, dude.
Who
it was a post on Instagram.
Voice cameo.
It was on Instagram, and it was like,
bruh.
It was like, you know how when you're scrolling on like your For You page, it had like a blurred out picture of Harry Styles and a blurred out picture of Mahershala Ali as Blade. I'm like, shit.
Niggas ain't shit. We can't have shit in these streets. Oh my goodness. I might have to leave social media when Spider-Man drops that week.
Hoes were mad. Hoes were indeed mad.
I'd be furious.
Yeah, I may need to take a sabbatical from the internet from like the day the trailer drops. I may not even need to go on YouTube, because like it's gonna be everywhere. All the footage is gonna be everywhere.
Yeah, like when No Way Home drops, I might have to take a sabbatical from the internet that day, because that's
you're not gonna see it the day it drops. You ain't gonna see it the day it drops.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying before that, because people be spoiling shit.
From the premiere?
Even before, even before the premiere. Because
who's gonna see it before the premiere? I mean, leaks that have been getting out.
I know, but it's just like I don't know who's gonna see it before the premiere or not. Some people might. It might get released early in some places.
I have a feeling that people are gonna try to keep this one under wraps, like they kept Endgame under wraps. But then again, Endgame footage under wraps.
These ashy motherfuckers are already posting them leaks now. Case in point, John Campea. These ashy bastards can't wait 1 month. He said, now we gotta tell them all the secrets now. Like, bro, even if it is true, can you wait? Can you rat bastards wait so I can enjoy my fucking goofy superhero movie for 2.5 hours? Damn. Like, y'all spoiling Eternals over like a bunch of space nobodies. Jack Kirby's discount New Gods, and y'all are like, let me spoil this. Like, no, bitch, shut the fuck up. Damn.
Damn.
But yeah, I didn't realize that was Blade. I'm like, who is this voice as Echo speaking to John Stark?
A lot of people thought it was the Watcher. That's what a lot of people thought coming out of it. Like when before it was announced, he did. No, I knew it was black, but when I saw it, I knew I didn't know that the context of what Blade was going to be like in the movie. But once I saw the after credit scene, I was like, oh, it's Marshall Ali's Blade. Okay, cool.
Oh, see, I didn't know
he was going to show up. I know it was gonna be just a voice, but I forgot until that moment that Blade was going to show up. Until that second.
Which is hilarious because they didn't fly him out just to do that. He probably just recorded that in the booth and someone yelled it on set.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's exactly what happened.
Are you sure you want to do that, Dane? And then he just turns dramatically. All right, cut. That's your scenes. They really casted this man to show up for 5 minutes.
They really did. I think he would have been a good human surrogate in the movie. Like the valet was great, but I think
Valet was in it more than Dane was. And Dane's
no, yeah, I'm saying Dane should have. I feel like Dane should have been with the Eternals. He should have been the human surrogate character as opposed to the valet guy.
Yeah. You know what we haven't talked about at all this entire conversation?
What?
Cersei.
Oops. She was there. She did stuff.
Bruh. She's the main character. We didn't say shit about her. We talked about everybody. We talked about the valet.
I mean, she was good. She liked people, and then she changed stuff to other stuff. That was her character. She's late for work sometimes. She loves Icarus,
and she loves Dane.
That's it. She knew Captain Marvel in another life. But she was blue.
Yeah, that was funny. What scruffy faced, regular looking white boy is she gonna choose? The one that flies and shoot lasers, or the one with a big knife?
Right. Which Game of Thrones cast member is she choosing?
Right. The dead one or the living one?
Where is Jamie in this movie? That's what I needed.
I don't know. Do we have anything to say about Cersei? I mean, she was there. Here's the thing. Her performance wasn't bad. Like, the acting on her was fine, but it's weird to think she was the lead character and she has a kind of interesting power, but she's just more so a vehicle for the plot to kind of happen around her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the thing. She has a fucking amazing power. Matter manipulation. What?
Yep.
That's a dope ass power. That's arguably on par with Icarus, is like one of the most powerful ones. Yeah. She's like, oh, I can it's like, what are your powers? So she's like, I can turn water into rocks, and I can turn water into leaves, and I can turn water into flowers. I'm like, you gotta get more creative than this, bitch.
Wait, in the finale, did she change some shit to butterflies or some birds or some shit?
Oh, she did.
Did she just create life and just like, is that just casually blown over? The fact she just created life with her hands?
Maybe they were like rose petals or something.
Because I could have sworn she made bats or some shit like that. Because I'm like, that's kind of huge. That makes her God.
I think she said that she couldn't do anything with like organics, but up until she froze that what's it called? The deviant. She turned the deviant into a tree.
Yeah.
I think that's when it unlocked, because like to kill the celestial, well, no, the celestial is not really a living being because it's made out of energy. So I guess that doesn't count.
Yeah. And no, it still lives, you know. I think it was still alive.
But I think they mean living as in like organic. Well, no, because she turned shit into thieves.
The deviants were alive technically.
Yeah.
Also, the movie gave me no indication that the deviants were a threat that only the Eternals can handle. They didn't seem like shit. They seemed like the Avengers could have taken those things out. Like there was nothing in the movie that made me believe that.
Yeah, like
they were so powerful. Only them
taking them out, but because they were.
The Hulk could have beat a deviant's ass. The Hulk
they were shooting them, and it actually was like at least slowing them down. I'm like, a shotgun is slowing you down, really? Make these.
I really think Doctor Strange could have put some work in on some of these deviants, or some of the Eternals too.
Just use a portal and slice it in half.
Yeah,
I mean, Icarus would probably fuck Doctor Strange up, but you know.
Oh yeah, Icarus is the only one.
Icarus and maybe Cersei if she touched him.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I don't think Doctor Strange would even let her get close to touching him.
Maybe Thena. Some projectiles.
Yeah, Thena could put some work in.
Makari might fuck him up because she can run fast. Sprite would get destroyed.
Oh, instantly.
I would get wrecked. Kingo would get fucked up. Gilgamesh would unfortunately take a beating. Really, he could take a lot though. He'd be eating sticks. Jack is a white maid. She's fucked from the jump.
Yep.
Mommy Salma Hayek.
Mommy Hayek.
Mommy Salma. Mommy. Sorry, mommy.
Mommy.
I feel like part of me feels like that's gonna be the title. Can Mommy Salma Hayek.
I love it. Love it indeed.
I don't know. Do we have anything else to say about Eternals? I mean, it's good.
No, this is a big boy.
I'm just like, it's good. Be better.
I think we did it. This is a big boy podcast. I think it's gonna be a 3-hour one.
I think it is. Yeah, I'm certainly curious to see what happens in the future. I do like that the film is very diverse. That was probably deliberate, you know, but the casting is great. It was nice to in kind of like the opposite of the problem that you had, you know, they had the gay dude, he kissed his husband in a way that can easily be edited around, but hey, it happened. We got an on-screen kiss in the middle with his brown man husband and their cute brown baby, and I'm like, okay.
I got a little salty. Not at that. I thought that was great, but the fact that when Tyrone Magnus and other people on the internet saw it, they're like, "Oh, Disney went full woke with it," and he was like, "I saw some stuff I wasn't ready for." I'm like, "Bitch, it's a kiss. Like, calm down."
Calm down. He didn't like, bro. We watched Cersei and Icarus fuck earlier that movie, like not an hour before.
Right, like y'all can take a kiss. Like you chilling.
I love you, Cersei.
So
love you too, Icarus. Get naked and fuck in a canyon. No condom.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more relationship stuff. Icarus was way too serious of a dude, and then it looked like
it's funny because I really liked Icarus.
I liked Icarus as a serviceman. I didn't like him as Icarus as a serviceman was good. I didn't like him as a romantic partner. I think they needed more scenes of fun and chemistry. in life and whatnot. But yeah,
because you're right. It doesn't give the why. It just shows us that Icarus and Cersei were together. It just shows us they meet. It's like, oh, my name's Icarus, and it's like I'm Cersei. Okay, and then they fuck.
Cool.
Like that's it. That's their whole love story.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole movie.
Probably pick up some figures for some of them. I hope Gilgamesh has one. I'll probably pick up like Gilgamesh, Makari, Chris, and if they have any for Ajax and Athena, I'd pick those up too. Those are of the Eternals. Are the ones that I like and care for. Druid can kick rocks. Sprite, don't care. Bingo, he was neat, but
his powers are cool. But yeah.
I mean, he fired bolts until he did that little Kamehameha blast. I'm like, no, that's cute.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh no, I don't really want a second one. I don't think we need it. I mean, they said the Eternals will return, which is fine. I don't know.
Where? They seem to inhabit a different space in the Marvel universe than everything we've seen before, like a much grander scale of Marvel than
it's not even. I don't even know if it's so much as where, but like there's no place I would want to see a sequel. I would like to see Chloe Zhao do other Marvel projects. That was something funny that I noticed is that if you watch the credits, I don't know if you saw it, but it said story by Chloe Zhao, and then the other writers.
Mm-hmm. I didn't notice that. No.
So that was something funny, but yeah, I just don't know where you would take a sequel to the Eternals.
Well, I mean, they'd have to go on trial, and then the other Eternals are having to go find them. So that's somewhere. You just literally pick up where you left it off.
Yeah, but again, that's not something that really would make me want to get up and go, because like, what is now I think what this movie has, it does have some interesting like philosophical queries about creation, religion, like legacy, but as well as just like morality in a sense too. It's just like, who's the real good guy if you figure out the truth that you've been like pitted against somebody the whole time. So I think it has like a lot of interesting ideas, and I think Chloe Zhao is able to execute them to some extent. I just think maybe she may benefit from more. So I'm wondering if there's a longer cut of this movie. Because do you think if there is a 3-hour version that it would help some?
Some, but I don't know how much. I feel like it needs to be a show. I feel like it needs to be a show, but it would help a little bit, but it doesn't help much. I know. I liked it for what it is, but it could. I think my problem is I like what I saw so much that I wish that it was more, because I feel like it had too much story to try to give us in its already long left runtime.
Right. Long leg.
That's my feelings. Those are my final thoughts.
Yeah. It's good. If you can like catch it in a matinee, I mean, there's a spoiler, so it's like, if somebody's asking for recommendations, like, should I see it? It's like, if you can catch it in a matinee for a little cheaper, yeah, do that. $8-10, it's good.
Yeah, as of right now, it's not a necessary watch. Maybe it's one of those that'll come more relevant later, but it feels far removed from everything we've seen in the MCU. Also, yeah. I think that's another problem I had, and this is truly my final thought. It's a good story about, mythology, religion, faith, questioning that. But the only thing, it doesn't have an ending, it has a cliffhanger. Which I'm like, I feel like for a story like this, it should have had a definitive ending. It should have felt like the movie ended, not like it was just ramping up.
Which and it did have a point of ending until Arisham showed back up and took Cersei away.
Yeah, that should have been after credit scene.
Yeah, so it should have cut with, you know, her and Dane like in the field and everything and talking, and then, you know, they look up into space, and then that's it. Then credits, and then mid credits do all of that shit, and then have him opening the blade, and then the post credit should have been Pip and Eros. So just a couple few editing tweaks here, and then boom, you got it. You got your movie. Yeah, no, it exists. I mean, it changed my mind about the Eternals. I'll say that much. So, you know, not 100% where I'm like, oh, not like Guardians of the Galaxy, like, oh my god, I gotta see what they do, blah blah blah. But I was just like, oh, okay, I like what we got. God bless this cast, because Jesus, like, if this cast was different, I don't think it would have landed nearly as much with me. Yeah,
I appreciate everybody in the cast.
You know, they got a bunch of very talented actors for this. Yeah, I don't know why Chloe Zhao is getting shit for this. The directing this is very good. It's like the execution of like exposition and story and other shit. And it's just, like you said, needed a longer form storytelling, but okay. All right. Yeah. I feel like that's gonna do it. Yeah. Do we have any questions? Because we haven't done anything in several weeks. So if you like this show, if you made it to the end of the episode, we greatly appreciate it if you do. Make sure you like the show and share the show and follow the show with all of your friends, and also comment wherever comments are available with the hashtag AskAce if you want to ask us questions so we can answer them live on the show. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram page at Atlas Comics Elite, ATLAS Comics Elite on Instagram. You can send questions there too. Take a look, see. I'll probably update it once episode goes live. We live, baby. Yeah, Aaron, where can people find you at, my man?
You can find me on Instagram at The Real Aaron Alexander, and on TikTok at Aaron Alexander 69, 64, whatever.
64.
Aaron Alexander 64. Bingo. I know my TikTok.
I've been your host, Will the Greatest, and you can find me on my Instagram and my YouTube, both at Will the Greatest. This will probably be going up there soon enough. So with that being said, thank you for listening, and we will see you all next time. Be good to each other.